capacity. Who gets what is to be confirmed. Brentford, Sunderland and Newcastle all outside of the top 8 and have got a chance of getting inside of the top 8. Sunderland take on Chelsea today. So the games involving teams fighting for those European positions: Forest, Bournemouth, Brighton, Man United, Sunderland, Chelsea and Fulham, Newcastle. Plus, there's 3 other games today that don't have anything riding on it in terms of the teams involved. Burnley, Wolves, though I should say, winner doesn't finish bottom, so maybe there's something on that. The champions Arsenal at Crystal Palace, they'll be lifting the trophy in a couple of hours' time. And Man City, Aston Villa, of course, Pep Guardiola's final game in charge of Man City. Silver and Stones both start for City today. And for Liverpool, Salah and Robertson both always start. It's going to be fun, and we're looking forward to taking you through all of the action live on talkSPORT Goals. I cannot wait. To my right-hand side is Lee Phelps from William Hill. To my left-hand side, Louis Benavente, and of course it is Abby Summers. Hi guys, how are we?
I'm in a really good mood.
Yeah, I'm great. I can't wait. Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm good. Abby, how are you?
Sick.
Look, I've got nothing to think about here.
Like an evil laugh.
No, he did a Frank Lampard there where he laughed and then quickly went to the straight. He went, ha ha. No, but seriously.
No, but seriously.
Yeah, no, Abby, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
No,
I mean, Abby, it's been, we've watched a lot of football together, haven't we?
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years. And yeah, it is, as obviously you are aware, possibility. We're a couple of hours away from Tottenham Hotspur being relegated.
Yeah, it's just sickening, really. I feel sick. I don't really have any other words for you, in all honesty, other than just I can't believe that this is where we're at. I just cannot believe it. Even though we've known this is coming, like, out of the 9 possible outcomes, there's obviously only one where Spurs go down. But if you are proper Spurs, you know that that one is probably going to happen because it's just the Spursiest thing ever. And I actually just don't have much to say at this point. Like,
yeah, again, that could be a problem given we're doing a live watch-along specifically involving Tottenham Hotspur.
well, I've never felt so sick in my entire life.
No, that's fair.
So,
that is fair.
Especially in football terms.
You know what? Why don't I give you 30 seconds to catch your breath, and I'll come to Lee. Great. And Lee, good afternoon.
Hi.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's interesting.
Got shorts on.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just
It's under a desk, isn't it? Under a desk.
Yeah, no, I know.
Just don't look down.
It's obviously it's fine. I just personally, obviously, I like to take the show quite seriously, and I feel like I won't be able to be at my best today, knowing that your bare legs are literally a feet away from me. But it's okay.
As long as I don't turn towards you like this, you won't see any flesh.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's fine. Maybe just try and be a bit.
Tell you what happened was I did wear long trousers.
I tell you what happened. It's really hot. Yeah.
And then I got on a train that had no air conditioning. And I thought I can't wear long trousers anymore today. Shorts were in the bag. I got shorts on.
Oh, okay.
I checked with Jamie. That was
no,
legal.
No,
some workplaces don't allow it, do they?
I think this is a workplace where, like, someone will send an email being like, you can't wear shorts. People won't wear shorts for a day. And then the next day it's like, we'll wear shorts again. And no one says anything. So, yeah, no, I think you'll be okay.
Chaotic shirt sleeve order. You know, at school when they'd be like, you can't wear ties, you've got to do this, and then you undo the top button. It's like that all over again. Yeah, but, you know, shorts, rock it, man.
You didn't want to wear shorts today?
No.
No? It's very hot.
I moved house and found a load of stuff that I used to have, and there was a lot of shirts in there. That was when I used to have to wear a shirt and tie to work, which is only like pre-COVID. I think COVID changed a lot of things, and one of them was not having to wear shirt and tie to work.
Yeah, I've never worn a shirt and tie in my life.
I can't believe I had to at one point. Anyway,
it's not good. Lee, it is a big day down here. No, I think we're going to have the least nonsense spoken today. I thought that coming in, like, we're probably going to do actual 4 hours of football.
Unless Spurs go forward.
And we're 4 minutes in, and we're talking about.
It's like the cup final all over again. That was ridiculous. That was it was an intense conversation.
No. Yeah, I think we spent half an hour speaking about favourite meal deals, didn't we?
Subway was a big one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a great FA Cup final though, was it?
What a chat.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good content.
I need to know what you have on your Subway.
No. We are not doing that now. There is too much on the line today. Lee, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Leeds. How are you guys pricing it up?
Yeah, I mean, look, West Ham are 1-7 to go down. So the way the odds are shaped, Spurs fans should be sat pretty comfortably. But we know that sport doesn't always follow what the odds say. By the way, I think Bolton have just gone up, haven't they? Yeah. 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1. Yeah, they scored some late goals.
Unreal for a playoff final. But yeah, so Spurs should stay up. Here's the thing. Obviously, we all know what needs to happen. You know, West Ham need to win and hope that Spurs don't. Spurs need a point, then it's all done. The problem that both teams have got, I think, here is that Everton have shown in the past, this time last year, they went to Newcastle. Newcastle needed to win to get into the Champions League. Everton went there and beat them 1-0. It's like that is completely against the script. Everton didn't have much to play for. As it happened, Newcastle got in the Champions League anyway.
They were in good form though towards the back end of last season with Moyes coming in.
Everton aren't terrible,
they're not. Everton going into this game though, 6 without a win and can't qualify for Europe. Whereas a couple of weeks ago, Lee, they had a chance of Europa League football, right?
But I still think they're the kind of team who it's not like, I don't know what. I think maybe if Forest were going to Tottenham, I think you'd be a bit more like, what have they literally got nothing to play for, and they're pretty much probably down tools. But look, if you could handpick fixtures on the last day of the season, Everton would be pretty high up that list, I guess. West Ham's problem is that Leeds United have drawn 9 of the last 11 games away from home, and I think Leeds' survival in the Premier League has been born out of their ability to be able to get points, because a point here and a point there. So I don't think Spurs do win, but I don't think West Ham will capitalise. I think they'll draw at least.
Louis, how do you see? I came in today and I thought I could see both games being not particularly good games of football, low-scoring affairs. And if I had to put a 2-match accumulator with William Hill, I'd go both games to be draws today.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting, obviously, with Spurs and Everton. Everton, despite the fact, obviously, that they've had a pretty poor run. They've been
6 without a win.
Yeah, they've been good away from home this season, though.
True.
And I think, as Abby can testify and has done several times this season, Spurs at home, not so much. They haven't really been that great.
Joint worst home team in the Premier League. There's a goal separating them and the bottom team, Burnley. A goal.
It's just
unreal.
mental to think that's the case. But that is kind of something where I guess if you're maybe a West Ham fan, you're going to cling on to that. I can see Everton winning, but West Ham. But Nuno likes to sit on that one goal, so it's going to be very interesting to see, how they develop and if he's going to maybe go for it a little bit more, a bit like how they did, I guess, when he brought on Tati Castellanos at Newcastle, but they're already 2-0 down. So if they go for it from the off, I think it could be an interesting game. But yeah, it's I do just think it's going to be a West Ham draw, and I think Everton are going to win.
Really? Oh my goodness me!
I'm not biased there in the slightest.
That would be I mean,
I do agree with that. The closer I get to the match, I think they might just get something out of the game, Tottenham. I think Everton to go and win is a pretty big shout. Well, it's not that big a shout.
It's really not.
It's the worst home team in the Premier League.
You've won 2 games all season.
Yeah, that's what I put up before pre the weekend. Exactly what you just said.
That's what
I was going for.
That's why listening to all of you talk about it, I'm not convinced any of the 4 teams have got it in them to win today. That's why I'm just going. I'm going for 2 low-scoring draws. Abby, we know it's been an absolute mess of the season, but since Roberto De Zerbi's come in, specifically the last 6 games, whatever it's been, what have you made of what he's done? What have you made of the Tottenham performances?
I like him. I think that he gives me something that I can buy into, gives me something I can believe in.
What?
I think if we were in a parallel universe where Spurs weren't in this situation, or even if they were finishing again 17th, but they were safe, I think I would have bought into it maybe a bit more. I don't think we've actually seen the best of De Zerbi yet. It's been a lot of arm around the players. Let's just try and do something. With 7 games to go, it's what I expected of him when he came in. But I do like his personality, despite the fact that I can probably see it inevitably ending in tears at some point. But I like him. I think that if we do stay up, I think that I trust him to get the best out of whatever he's got, whatever that team will look like next season. I expect it to be ripped apart anyway. Fingers crossed. But I like him, and I think that when we have played good football, the Villa game in particular, it's a style of football I like. It's a style of football I think that Spurs fans can get on board with. Obviously, he said if we do go down, he'll still be there. Yeah. Whether or not that is fact, time will tell.
He said that like a man. I think they meant that, by the way. I don't think there was any BS there. I think that, he could have very easily gone, we'll have to wait and see come the end of the season.
Course.
But he looked in everyone's eyes and went, I'm going to be here next season.
And I hope so, because even if we do end up in the Championship, which is the worst possible scenario, I do think that he gives me something that I feel that we can build with and build onto.
I think he's a really talented coach.
He's a very good coach.
I wasn't sure when you appointed him whether he was right for this kind of stage. And he's actually done better than I thought. I thought a Sean Dyche type of coach would have been good, keep you up, and then you go for De Zerbi next season, and that would be exciting. But I really do. You're shaking your head, Louis, and I said he's a good coach. You're not so sure.
I mean, he's all right. I think he's quite dogmatic, and to be honest, in
terms of that, what do you mean by
his style of football, he really doesn't really have a plan B in my eyes. He very much does what he wants, and that's it. He's been great at Brighton. He was great at Sassuolo. He was great at Shakhtar, Marseille. There was personality clashes there. If I think, like you're saying, it's going to end in tears. If you go down to the Championship, that style of football, I can't see it ending very well.
Well, that's the thing. He's got quite a distinctive style of football. That's why when we appointed him, I wasn't sure for 7 games if he would be able to A, get his ideas across, or B, if he was the right manager for the job. I always made no secret that I felt that it needed Spurs people back in the club, which absolutely needs to happen, by the way, from the top to the bottom. Not saying they have to be the coach, but they have to rip this out and start again. You have to get people back in the club that actually understand what it means to be at Tottenham Hotspur, play for Tottenham Hotspur, etc. But I do think that the only issue I would have had with him was the combative personality. Like, that's my only issue. And with our board, I've seen it quite. How many managers have we had? Like, he reminds me a bit of Conte in some aspects, that if he starts to not get what he wants and he starts to actually, like, this situation has been a bit of a weird one probably for him, because you're coming in with 7 games to go and your job is to purely keep this team in the Premier League and do whatever you can. It's not really about, what football you play. It's more about just the man management aspect, really, and giving them the confidence and the freedom to go and do that. So next season would be telling, whatever league we're in, how that board and him will be able to communicate and work together.
Abby, in terms of just running through the Spurs team today, Kinski in goal, Spence, Danzo, Van der Ven, Udogie, Bentancur, Paulinho, Gallagher, the midfield 3, Tel, Richarlison, Pedro Porel on the right-hand side. It could be a 4-2-3-1 in possession. He might go into a back 5 out of
It's
possession.
Spence on the wing.
So Spence on the wing and Pedro Porel will play right back. I've seen more people in the last couple of days and correct me if I'm wrong, on Spurs social media, not talking about possibly getting relegated today, talking about, is Christian Romero going to be at the game? Because we know he's been injured. We know he's been back home in Argentina. And there was lots of talk that he wasn't going to make the game today. I've just gone through social media. I haven't actually seen if he's definitely there, but I think most reports sort of last night were he's back in London and he's going to be at the game today. Yeah, I thought so.
What happened there?
How nice of him.
Okay, do you know what? Because we're going to tease ahead. Abby Summers' thoughts on Christian Romero. Hold that thought. Don't get too wound up just yet. That's coming next. And also, I'm going to tell you all about European places and just what needs to happen for teams to come where. And I'll tell you who could get Conference League, Europa League and Champions League. We are 47 minutes away from kickoff. Final day of the Premier League season. We're live on talkSPORT Goals.
Things though with Villa, right? Unai Emery is the man. He is, like, he has full control over everything. Transfers, youth club, there's no one telling him what to do. And there's been rumours about him going to Madrid. Can you imagine him going to Madrid, mate? If he's going to bench Mbappe to play someone else, mate, he'd get ousted straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the perfect fit. It's the perfect club. It's the perfect.
I know, but you're still Aston Villa, though.
What do you mean, Cundy?
Well, you mentioned Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Who's the bigger team?
What do you mean?
Cundy, come on, mate.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. Are you, sorry, have you taken stupid pills?
I don't know what.
Sorry,
Were you trying to say Aston Villa bigger than Real Madrid?
No, of course not, mate. Of course not.
What are you trying to say, Joe? I don't know what you're saying. Explain yourself.
No, hold on. He's saying he wouldn't go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, because he's not in
control.
Sorry,
unless I've got you wrong, Dave.
Yeah, because he's not in control.
It's Real Madrid. What's wrong with you lot? Are you joking me?
Cundy, mate. Are you joking? Listen to me, right? Hang on, Cundy.
David, listen to me. Are you saying to me he'd turn down Real Madrid?
As a manager? Right, so
no, man. What do you think I'm talking about?
Cundy, listen to me, right? He could go to Madrid, right? And
Dave, think about what you're going to say before you say it, okay?
Cundy, mate, you're
time to think about it, okay?
You are.
He's annoying me.
Take it away.
Dave, he's annoying me.
Yeah, mate, your canister is way bigger than your brain, mate. I swear down.
Say it then, Dave. Say it. So here's the situation. I'm going to throw it to you. Do you want the job? Unai, do you want the job?
It's career suicide, Cundy. It's career suicide. If you went to Real Madrid, right, you have 6 months, he'd oust Mbappe, he'd get ousted by the fans, and then he'd be done. Right? At Villa, I'll tell you what, he could play bloody Tyrone Mings at striker, and I'd still trust the process. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying he's going to say no to Real Madrid?
Yes. Cundy, give Red a ball, mate. You're Chelsea. Where are you? 9th?
I tend to agree with you.
I don't know what to say today.
No, I get the whole. I get Jace. I get your whole argument. No,
I don't know what to say today.
Shut up a minute.
Welcome back to TalkSport Goals. TalkSport Goals is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It is 18 plus. The gamble aware the log terms and conditions apply. We are live on TalkSport's YouTube channel and also on your smart TVs for the final day of the Premier League season. We have got lots and lots of drama to come over the next couple of hours. I'm really, really excited for it. Lee Phelps, Abby Summers, Louis Beneventi alongside myself, Sam Ellard. Says on my running order next to Louis Benevente's name, broadcaster. But it doesn't say that next to your name, Abby, or Lee's name. Are you guys not broadcasters?
Apparently
Are you
not.
just? Are you just?
We can only aspire. We can only aspire.
We can only aspire.
Yeah.
I was actually more shocked. We've got a running order. Better late than never, Jay.
Come on.
Last day of the season.
Come on. Lee.
On occasion.
No.
And a running order.
No, not just water. Cold water as well.
Cold
I mean, it
water.
was cold. It was brilliant, wasn't it? Right.
Just a 37 weeks
Tottenham, West Ham, Spurs 38, West Ham 36. Spurs playing Everton. Spurs winless in their last 10 home league games. Everton winless in 6 Premier League games. West Ham Leeds. Leeds are unbeaten in their last 8 Premier League games. Their longest run since a 13-game streak between May and November in 2001. So again, the equation today is simple. Spurs have to lose. West Ham have to win. That is the only way that West Ham stay up and Spurs stay down. Abby, we've touched on today and the Spurs team. What's happening with Christian Romero? For those that don't know, can you keep us up to date as to why he is causing some controversy over the last couple of days?
Christian Romero decided that he would go back to Argentina to watch his boyhood club play in their final. Some nonsense like that. Apparently he's now returned. Apparently he's now coming to the game. He's beyond a disgrace. He's actually beyond a disgrace. He is not a club captain. He should never have been given the captaincy. He's been the worst captain in the history of my club, arguably maybe even the history of the Premier League. That is such a disgraceful thing. And the only reason that he's probably come back is probably because the club have said, actually, we shouldn't have probably given you permission to do that. Whoever gave him permission in the first place is a joke, because it didn't look to me like it was deserving. It didn't sound like his comments.
His agent spoke about this earlier in the week, and he said any suggestion the trip was made for the purpose of attending football matches is entirely inaccurate. More than that, it is a completely fabricated narrative being circulated by people who are unaware of the facts and have no knowledge of the rehabilitation plan that has been in place for weeks. Christian focus is, and always has been, on recovering as strongly as possible, preparing for the World Cup and supporting Tottenham.
Yeah, so
his agent says it wasn't just for a football game.
I believe
it was part
that.
of the rehabilitation plan.
I believe that.
I'm just reading what the agent said. I'm not.
I've sat here and I've said it to you all season long. He is a terrible captain. The decision to go rehab plan or not, why would you not do it on Monday?
I mean, have you seen Spurs' physios?
I get not doing your physio with Spurs.
You wouldn't want the Spurs physio touching you.
Whatever the physio says, if they say that Maddison can play 10 minutes, like, don't even give him the opportunity. But I'm sorry, I don't buy that one bit. He has been a disgrace all season. He missed 7 games through suspension alone. We can run back the video that we did probably about 6-7 weeks ago on that, if you want to see me lose my head over him the first time.
I think now's
I want to see it in person.
Yeah. There's no time like the
You've
present.
got all afternoon with me, you'll see it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's a disgrace. And look, the injuries are the injuries.
So, on a serious note, again, I know you have spoken about sport, but obviously, other people, different people are watching. You said forget about just this one incident. Overall, why do you think he's been a disgraceful captain?
Well, first and foremost, you've missed 7 games out just alone out of stupidity and suspension. So that's the first. Injuries, I'm not going to have a go at him for, because you can't. But just his whole behaviour as a captain, it's not a leader to me. There's nothing about it that's a leader. Showing up late to training. What type of example are you setting? I just think that he doesn't care. He never has cared about this football club. He never has. You should have just let him go last summer when he obviously wanted to go. And then you gave him whatever it was to probably a pay rise. You gave him the captaincy, all of that. He's not fit to be the captain of this football club. And again, you talk about standards. I understand last season that we finished 17th, and that was under a different captain in Son, right? I understand that. But nobody cares about this football club. And when the captain of your football club decides whether or not they're saying it's for rehab purposes, he could go on the Monday. You know what date the last game of the season is? You're aware that we're in a relegation battle, and you're aware that we have to make sure that we stay up. The club captain going to Argentina, for whatever reason, whether it is to go and watch your football team, whether it is to go and have your rehab, why would you not be there? You have played a massive part in why this football club could be going down today. It's disgusting. So whoever said that he could go, Whether he did ask permission, didn't ask permission, to me, Roberto De Zerbi didn't seem to me like he knew anything about, or he had been the one that had been given the permission. He said he understood why Spurs fans were fuming. So now to me, they're backtracking, trying to say, oh, he was going for rehab. Whatever reason it was, your club captain should be there, supporting.
You think in a week of this magnitude, that even if you're not fit and can't play, that someone like that who has been there for a long time should be in the dressing room, should be at training, should be helping a team. You're absolutely, I completely echo those thoughts. Fit or not fit.
Fit or not fit. You saw James Maddison travel with the squad for 3-4 games when he was obviously nowhere near it to be a leader. You've seen most of the games he's been there on the touchline.
That's fair, Abby.
You know, it's disgraceful. You know, and I cannot wait to see the back of him. Whether we stay up, go down, I don't want him anywhere near this football club. I don't want him anywhere near this team, because the example that you're setting to other people, that it's okay. Him crying when he got injured, I'd said it at the time, it's not because of Tottenham, doesn't care. It's because he probably thinks he's going to miss the World Cup. Argentina has always come first. And I get some people are more bothered about their country than their club. But at the end of the day, your wages are getting paid by us. We're in a relegation battle. You missed 7 games alone through suspension. And to me, your performances when you have been fit don't do anything. Yeah, you scored the odd goal and gone charging out the pitch and left a gaping hole at the back anyway.
Abby, Adam Nathan's a friend of mine. He's a big Spurs fan. He said Romero has lost any shred of goodwill you could have left for him. Alongside that, his tenure at Spurs, with his unprofessionalism and general lack of care that he's shown towards the club, highlights and amplifies the shocking way that we are run, which facilitates his behaviour.
Absolutely. The club is rotten. It is rotten to the core. Stay up, go down. There's apparently a protest that's going to happen regardless at the end of the game. And I absolutely beg people, I wish I could be there, but I'm here. I urge people, go to that protest, because whatever happens, this club needs to be ripped up. It needs to start at the top. You get Johan Lange out, get Vinay out, get Enoch out. I feel like I sit here and I say the same thing every single
You do, but I feel like
year.
on a day like today, it's definitely the day you should be allowed to say it all over again.
No,
Abby.
I know.
So preach it.
But I've sat here and I've said it year in, year out. Get them out, the football club. Get everyone that is rotten out of this football club, because all they care about is profit over glory. You know, I think I saw something yesterday that it was like, you've paid £600 for 2 wins this season, actually. It's like the worst value for money ever. Worse. My season ticket is £1,300, and I got to pay that next week.
It's the most expensive season ticket in the country, right?
It's disgusting to see 2 wins. Plus, that doesn't even incorporate people, how they travel to get to the stadium, or the food and the drink and how expensive that is. Like, they've got you over a barrel, because if you give up your season ticket, then you can never go. But
Abby,
would you pay £1,300 if on your, like, look at the return on your investment? It's nothing.
I have deep sympathy for Tottenham Hotspur supporters. A lot of my mates, most mates are Spurs fans, and they pay their hard-earned money to go to Tottenham Hotspur, and they pay more money than most, and what they're treated to, and the way that football club has been run, the lack of ambition, is nothing short of an absolute disgrace. And I can say that, I'm not even a Spurs fan. Abby, will there be any change this summer?
There has to be.
No, there has to be, but will there be any change?
I think I would like to think so.
Who's making the change? Who's leading the charge for change?
I don't know.
Who is at the top that will make it happen?
Well, unfortunately, Joe Lewis obviously owns the club, and most of his family members are in charge in key prominent positions. So in terms of selling the club, I mean, if I was them, please sell the club. But they turned down.
I thought for a second you were about to say I'll buy the club. But
Sam,
I'm like,
if I had the funds, believe me, if I had the funds to buy this football club, if I had funds to even own a percentage of it that could get me into a room where I could help change something, I would do it.
Abby, I'm going to just bring Lee in here, because obviously you're a Spurs fan, you're a Chelsea fan, you both support 2 of the big 6 clubs, and you're both unhappy with your ownership. Lee, I'm interested in your take, because you're normally quite calm with everything, quite measured with everything. When you look at Tottenham and you look at where they're at and how they're being run, how do you see this whole situation?
Yeah, obviously there's just been a decline. They haven't. That spell they had when you got to the Champions League final under Poch, and that was where you should have then gone to the next level. And there's obviously been whatever has gone on in the background. I think what's happened since then is, and if you look at last season and this season, there's a decline, isn't there? Because you should have been in a relegation battle last year, but for 3 really bad teams. Just one of those years, wasn't it? You were awful last season.
Well, we lost 22 times last season. Yeah.
So just as bad, really. So it's no surprise this year. What's interesting is that Belgrano River Plate game that Romero was supposed to be going to. The history of that is that Belgrano relegated River Plate about 15 years ago. And in Argentina, the top division, you don't get relegated on one season. it's the average of 3 seasons worth of results, which you wouldn't be surprised if Spurs go down. I wouldn't be surprised if the Premier League don't look at something like that. But you've had 2 seasons worth of bad results.
That's a hot take there, Lee, folks, isn't it?
You know what I mean? It's like, what? Because why would they want to lose big teams? Like Tottenham being in the Championship is bad news for football in a sense, isn't it?
Well, it's great for the Championship.
Brilliant. And you probably would just come back up again. But
not necessarily.
But who knows?
Just on something that you just said about the decline of Tottenham, you only have to look at the last 7 years as a period. And I actually spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. If you go back to, we sacked Pochettino in the November, and we'd already been going stale, and there was lots of factors as to why we were going stale, more so about things off the pitch than actually.
November in 2019.
2019.
So it was only a few months after the Champions League final.
Yeah. It was 3 months after the Champions League final, but we were already going stale. We'd had those 2 seasons at Wembley. We'd had a year and a half without any signings. Yeah. So there were factors that you could understand why. And obviously you get to a Champions League final with you had no business being there, but that was the time you had to back him. And they didn't. Daniel Levy sacked him after 3 months. And you look at the direction of the 2 football clubs, right, in terms of Spurs and in terms of Arsenal in the last 7 years. One has decided, they brought Mikel Arteta in the December of 2019. Look at the decision of a board, firstly having stability, secondly backing a manager and trusting a process. We had that with Pochettino, and he'd done it on barely any budget. How could you not have given him the same courtesy to do that?
In around that time.
Now look at the 2 clubs.
We were supposed to get into a Champions League final.
Finishing second, challenging for the league.
I'm fairly certain Spurs' net spend in around that time, since Poch had been there, was zero. Like he was doing it on a net spend of 0, which is testament to, the recruitment was good, signing Dele Alli from MK Dons for that.
Yeah,
but also testament to
one of the world's best strikers.
Yeah, of course.
But you had an amazing centre-back partnership.
But also testament, Louis, to what a good coach he was. And again, I do, lots of things have gone wrong post then, but I do always think back to that period and those transfer windows where they gave Poch no money to spend, and that was the time where Spurs had to capitalise and get to that next level.
Yeah, but that was Daniel Levy fulfilling his own prophecy. He wanted to make sure he got Jose Mourinho because he couldn't get him the first time round. You sacked Pochettino 3 months after doing that.
Crazy.
Look at what has happened. So this revisionism that I keep seeing, that he definitely wouldn't have left it as late to sack Thomas Frank, and he probably wouldn't have brought in Igor Tudor. I will give him that because he's predictable, and I know he wouldn't have probably done that. But the decisions he's made along the way that have got us to this point are his fault. Are a massive part of his fault. His fault, ENIC's fault, and then he's recruited. He's the ones that have brought in Vinay and Johan Langer. Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, it feels like, and this is obviously not true because it's not. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but it feels like everyone is trying to just kill Spurs from the inside. Like, it feels that way. It feels like no one cares about this football club. It's all about profit and the Skywalk and Tyson Fury fights, and everyone just wants.
And
Beyonce, like, we're the butt of every single joke continuously, always. And I'll be honest, Ange also, even though he won the Europa League, he made it acceptable to continue to lose week in, week out.
That's fair.
And I think that has also set a tone that that's okay to do. Whether or not we would have been in this position, arguably, if we would have kept Ange, I still believe he would have been sacked probably by the October. But it's unacceptable. This club is so done. It's so rotten. And do you know what? Even if we do go down, which is the worst thing, I do feel like maybe I will fall back in love with my club at some point, because I will actually enjoy. I will enjoy probably watching us.
As awful as it sounds, it probably would be a good thing to do, to kind of just draw a line in the sand and start afresh. Because the thing, Tottenham have suffered from that kind of, the social media pile-on age that we live in. They've suffered from that because everyone, as soon as there's a weakness in anything these days, there's a pile-on. And Tottenham have got so many weaknesses. Look at Man United this season. Pile-on, every week, pile-on, media, pile-on. And as soon as Carrick comes in and arrests everyone's a bit like, oh, Man United are good, aren't they? Carrick's brilliant, isn't it? Everyone's really positive. If Tottenham, if they made a better decision about Igor Tudor and brought someone in at that point, let's say they brought Deserbi in, and suddenly they started winning, they'd have moved on to the media. I mean, all of us would have moved on to someone else. West Ham, or whatever. West Ham haven't.
It'll be West Ham, the financial.
West Ham haven't got. And look what's happened at West Ham, by the way, over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about rotten from the inside. There's some serious issues there, aren't there? That club as well, and it usually is. The clubs are. Chelsea's another example, isn't it? You've talked about it last week. Everyone's talking about it. The problems at Chelsea are because of how it's being run. It's not the players really, or the manager, or the fans. Definitely, is it? It's always to do with the up top. If you kept the same manager in charge for 5 years at most clubs, I'd suggest they do all right.
I agree, but you don't get most managers don't get the opportunity to do that. And in fairness, I wouldn't have wanted to see what 5 years looks under Thomas Frank. No, thank you.
But you probably would have come good in the end because the players go.
But you don't actually have the time. And also, I think with the Thomas Frank thing,
decent,
they didn't respect Thomas Frank from the get-go. You think go back how early it was with the Van der Ven and the Jed Spence snub of him, like early doors. If you're turning up to training late, who's your captain? Sorry, and Romero as well. They had no respect for Thomas Frank. And also, when the manager comes out, first thing he says is we were going to lose games. I mean, he was spot on. But it just
he got that right, didn't he?
You do have to have some consistency and some stability. And I would say that if we do stay up, if we do go down, hopefully that De Zerbi can build something like that.
Abby, take a breath.
Thanks.
We're going to a break. We are under half an hour away then from the final day of the Premier League season. Again, Spurs, Everton, West Ham leads. Spurs lose, West Ham win. West Ham will be staying up. Spurs will be going down. Maybe up next, we'll take a look at the race for European football. What needs to happen today? Because, of course, Louis Benevente, I mean, it's not all just about Abbey and Tottenham Hotspur. Will Chelsea Football Club get Conference League football? Yeah. That is what today is all about. So, talkSPORT Goals is back in a couple of minutes' time.
It is a sensational story and so many strands to it. And I've seen a lot of Southampton fans who've come out in condemnation of the club. They say this is the darkest day in their long history. And I think a lot of Southampton fans are quite embarrassed at the way in which their name has been dragged through the mud. As you say, the punishment is immediate expulsion from that playoff final on Saturday, the £200 million game. So they have been stolen of the right to possibly get back into the Premier League the first time of asking, and a 4-point deduction for the start of next season. That's because, as I understand it, the EFL argued that the playoffs needed to be treated as a separate cup competition. Obviously, Southampton admitted spying on Middlesbrough, so that's where that punishment comes from. They also admitted over the course of this hearing with the Independent Commission spying on at least 2 other Championship teams, which is why there's also a points penalty for next season. Southampton appealed it immediately, not because they feel they're innocent, but because they feel the punishment doesn't really befit the crime. One of the things I was told coming out of St Mary's is they feel this is unprecedented. It is, because there isn't a precedent. I know that Marcelo Bielsa escaped with a fine, but it was only after that incident ahead of the Leeds final playoff with Derby that it was put in the rule book. So this is uncharted territory. Southampton have told staff in an email that I've seen from the Chief Executive, Phil Parsons, their legal team are confident they've got a strong case. They're going to keep preparing for this game on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be overturned in terms of Southampton being allowed to play this final. What could happen is a sort of halfway house where the points deduction gets rescinded. But I think there's enough evidence that Southampton will not take their place at Wembley. We're hearing stories of analysts dressing as staff wearing the kits of non-league Eastleigh when Ipswich were using their training ground in order to spy. So this is quite sinister in many ways. This is not just some bloke who's turned up at the Middlesbrough training ground and filmed a few minutes of training. So I think they're banged to rights. I think they've shown very little contrition. I think it's poor that we haven't had a statement from Southampton in the aftermath of this punishment. We still haven't heard officially from the club. Yeah, we're a long way down the line now. Surely they should have had something prepared.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It is 18 plus. Gamble where the dog terms and conditions apply. Sam Ellard, Lee Phelps, Abbey Summers, Louis Benevente, Roberto De Zerbi is inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He's trying to get the crowd going. And breaking news, Christian Romero is inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He's kind of got like a pair of beige chinos on, white t-shirt, fresh fade. He is inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Belgrano top on.
Everybody, he's got his Argentina World Cup winners medal on. Get ready for the World Cup.
I've got an Everton shirt on.
Fade's not all that either, mate. We've been through this last week.
Say again?
Fade weren't all that either.
Here we go. As if you know what a good fade is. Okay, guys, I need your full concentration, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, European football, okay? No matter what happens on the final day, 5th place is going to qualify for the Champions League. We know that, okay? Mm-hmm. 7th is definitely going to qualify for the Europa League, and 8th is going to qualify for the Conference League. Now, that just leaves 6th place. If Villa finish 4th, then 6th will qualify for the Europa League. But if Villa finish 5th, 6th will qualify for the Champions League. I'm now going to test you, Abby.
Yep.
What's happening with 8th place?
8th place would be Conference League.
What's happening with 7th place?
Europa League.
What's happening with 5th place?
Champions League.
Good. And what's happening with 6th place?
If Villa
finish
4th.
If Villa finish 4th,
then Sixth is Europa.
Correct. And if they finish fourth, if
They finish fourth.
correct.
Oh,
And
can't wait for
fifth,
that.
and then if they come fifth,
Too much maths.
sixth place will be Champions League. Good. We all got it? We're
We
all
got
in
it.
there? Yeah, good. Well done, team. That was quite patronising for me, wasn't it? But I just wanted to make sure that it's important stuff, isn't it?
You've only been drumming it into us for 3 weeks, so.
Yeah, sorry that I'm quite excited about the prospect of Bournemouth getting Champions League
I
football.
think it's great.
I just don't want to get to the 84th minute and somebody turns around and goes,
What's happening here?
what's happening with 7th? Yeah, exactly that. Like, Lino.
Definitely, I'm definitely now not going to ask that at all.
No,
regardless
okay.
of what happens
So,
now.
yeah. Aston Villa are 4th. They are on 62 points. Liverpool 5th on 59. Bournemouth 6th on 56. Brighton 7th on 53. Chelsea are 8th on 52. Brentford got 52. Sunderland 51. Newcastle 49. In terms of the games today, Liverpool are playing Brentford.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
they found Kulusevski. I haven't seen him all season.
Forest Bournemouth. Brighton Man United. Sunderland Chelsea. And Fulham Newcastle. Lee, where do you want to take us?
I think Liverpool do win at home to Brentford. I'm not massively confident. They're odds on to do it, but obviously Brentford are well capable of beating anyone on their day. But they've really gone off the boil, I think, Brentford. And I think given the emotion at Anfield today with Mo Salah leaving the club, and probably more so Andy Robertson actually leaving the club, I think Liverpool will get the job done there. So I think they win. I think Villa, who've been celebrating for a few days, lose at Manchester City, where it'll be unbelievably emotional because it's Pep Guardiola's last game in charge of the club. And the last few days, I've never seen Pep look so happy. The last few days, I mean, the relief that must have been taken off his shoulders given that news. So I think Man City win. I think Liverpool win. So that means Villa finish in 5th position, which obviously means that 6th goes to Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton have to win and Bournemouth have to lose.
Yep.
I think they get at least a point at Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
Bournemouth.
I think so.
I think for them to lose at Forest and Brighton, who've got a better goal difference than Bournemouth, by the way, so that's why they only need to win. Brighton winning at home to Man United. I think both could be draws. I think Bournemouth get Champions League football today. What happens below that? I mean, I can see Sunderland beating Chelsea. I think Sunderland will be another day of celebration at the Stadium of Light because they've had an unbelievable season. I know they've tailed off a little bit, but Chelsea are pretty woeful, I think. I don't think they'll have the stomach for it up at the Stadium of Light today. So I think Sunderland win that. That takes them to 54 points, which, depending on what Brighton do, Sunderland could go up to 7th today.
Yeah.
And Brentford will lose in my scenario. So I think Sunderland finish above Chelsea in 54.
So you think Sunderland come 8th and get Conference League football?
Yeah, Brighton 7th.
Okay. Louis, as a Chelsea fan, obviously you can finish in a Europa League spot if you can better Brighton's result. If not, it could be Conference League. I mean, is it one of those where if I offer you Conference League or no Conference League, would you almost just not want Conference League and just prioritise, Premier League football next season and Alonso gets kind of a full week with the players?
I had a great time watching the Conference League. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a terrible time. It was a lot of fun. However, yeah, I would say that realistically, I prefer Alonso to have a week with the players every single time, knows exactly what he's getting. I mean, look at the benefits given to Manchester United and Carrick over the past few weeks. So, I think that would be something that could be a massive bonus and something that we could definitely see the better side of Xabi Alonso if he's given the tools he can to make sure that Chelsea can start to perform. However, financially, I think the club are going to need Conference League, whether we like it or not, because they've spent a lot of money, they're not getting a lot of return, and we've run out of hotels to sell. So, realistically, there's going to have to be
teams you've got like I don't know.
I'm not selling them my one.
A team that no one's heard of that you could sell for lots of money.
I don't know, but look, put it this way, I think realistically might be the esports team if that exists. Who knows? But look, yeah, Chelsea realistically, I think financially they're going to want Conference League. But I mean, if we lose our game, which I agree with Lee, I think is.
You think you'll lose today?
I think it's entirely feasible. I just look at the Stadium of Light, and we've never been great there. And to be honest, Sunderland are bouncing at the minute, and they've got experience in the team as well as great youthful players.
It's been a crazy season, hasn't it? But it's quite remarkable that we are here on the final day of the Premier League season and newly promoted Sunderland have got a chance of finishing Europe.
Yeah,
it's almost testament to, I'm just not sure, because they have such a good start to the season, I'm not sure if the manager's getting enough credit because they've got a chance of being in Europe next season, which is, Abby, just testament to the remarkable job that Regis Lebrie's done there.
Yeah, he has. I mean, they did get off to an absolute flyer. I think they were like 4th at one point, weren't they? But yeah, I think you have to give... I think all of those teams, like the fact that we're talking about Bournemouth, that could potentially have Champions League football, Brighton, Brentford, I'm not talking about Chelsea, but like Sunderland, like those teams in particular, is absolutely insane that any of those
even Leeds could finish a point behind Sunderland if they won today.
Which is brilliant.
Another 3 weeks ago, they were going down apparently.
Also, they were gonna sack
Farke,
Farke at one point. So I think testament again, sticking with the manager, I guess, like works. And I just think that the way that those clubs in particular, Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, that they're run is so good. Like, they're operating on such small budgets in comparison to everybody else. The way that they recruit, if they make a mistake, obviously it doesn't cost them.
Well, they don't make many mistakes.
They don't. Like, the way that they recruit has been sensational. Like, ever since they got promoted, to the Prem. And they've been completely stripped out. Chelsea literally stripped out Brighton.
Even Bournemouth, like in the summer, they lost pretty much all of their back four, no problem. They lose Antoine Semenyo in January, no problem. In comes Ryan, he's been absolutely unbelievable.
I'd love them to.
The consistency, I think Bournemouth getting Champions League football would be absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, it would.
No, absolutely.
I want you to get conference though.
I mean,
no, I don't have it.
I do. It's a hindrance. I don't want this.
No, I want that competition to go to a Sunderland or a Brentford.
Well, yeah, I mean, for us, basically, it's without sounding arrogant, it's a waste of time. We saw that last year. I mean, we played.
And I mean, it's arrogant, but it is kind of true.
The best team in the world. Why do they want to be in the conference?
You'll never sing that. You are still the Club World Champions, right? It's a fact, right?
Yeah.
Is there another one of those? Is there another one of those this summer?
Oh, I hope not. I think we've got another big tournament.
World Cup.
There's something about national World Cups, but club before country. Do you know what I mean?
How all the countries play and try and win this little trophy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Should be good.
I mean, they don't pay their wages. I'll be pointing that out. There's no point in that.
Yeah.
So, we pay the wages.
Louis, what is next season going to look like for Chelsea? Because we were doing the FA Cup final. We were talking about Alonso potentially being the manager.
Yep.
I think it actually got confirmed not too long after we came on air. You've highlighted how upset and disappointed you've been in terms of how Chelsea have been run over the last couple of seasons. Yep. Is it going to change next season? You've got this great manager in Xavi Alonso. Will the hierarchy now properly back him in the way they need to?
I mean, time will tell, but my worries started pretty much 48 hours after the announcement, because as soon as he came in, it was great. They were starting about giving themselves a pat on the back and pushing the blame onto other people. So, for example, they talked about how Maresca derailed the season and other things, rather than looking at the fact they spent 1.9 billion on pretty abject and poor players over the past 4 years. So I think for me, that was something that worried me. And there's been a few other briefs which we've heard over the past 3 years come out at the same time every single year. Carbon copies. So I'm looking at that and I'm nervous about whether Xabi Alonso is just manager in title or he actually will have an impact on things, because I think the one thing that I found the most promising from that announcement was the fact that he was a manager and not a head coach. And they're talking about how he's going to be level on the playing field with 5 sport directors. So technically, we're going to have 6. So I don't know how that's going to work. But, at the end of the day...
Are you quietly impressed, though, that they managed to get... Because if you'd have said to me, weeks ago that Xavi Alonso was going to be the new Chelsea manager, I probably would have laughed at you, because I thought, for reasons you've said, Chelsea were a bit all over the place. And Xavi Alonso is kind of one of the most sought-after managers in the world at that time. He's done really well at Bayer Leverkusen. As we know, the Madrid job didn't work out like he wanted, but it's Real Madrid, and look at what's happened over the last
great win rate as well.
So, for sure. And he left them only a few points behind Barcelona.
Yeah.
So I'm seriously impressed that you've managed to go and get one of the best coaches in the world right now. Certainly one of the best young coaches in the world right now.
I am, fair enough. When they did it, I went, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's all about.
It's not Liam Rosenior, is it? With all due respect to Liam Rosenior.
That was a tough one to watch, that whole period. I mean, that or Graham Potter era is interesting one to kind of balance up. But I think realistically for me, look, Xabi Alonso is an unbelievable appointment as a manager. Unbelievable.
I kind of wanted him, mate.
I know. I thought
like it just made sense to come to Liverpool.
Yeah, there was a romance to it, wasn't there? And I think, look, for us, like the fact that we've managed to pull that off, I look at it and I go, okay, well, now you've got him. You need to make sure you give him what he needs, because the problem we had previously was with Pochettino, with Maresca. They made certain promises, and then when, in Maresca's case especially, he completely overperformed, they weren't fulfilled.
If I had to guess, I think there's going to be a slight change this year in the transfer window, because I think you've gone in, you had your Marescas, your Roseniors, your kind of more less experienced managers. I think you've gone out there and shown a real statement of intent and brought in a seriously good coach. And I now just don't think the hierarchy are that stupid just to go, we're going to give you a couple of 21-year-olds that could be good.
I think Alonso will be a Liverpool manager the season after next.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He won't go right at Chelsea. They'll fall out and he'll be a Liverpool manager.
Yeah.
You can see that happening, like history would tell you that. But is he coming as head coach or manager?
No. Manager.
So you would think that, when they sacked Rosenior and they said they're going to give themselves a long, hard look in the mirror,
Yeah.
So maybe this is
Sorry,
the
no,
long
we need to do corporate jargon. A period of self-reflection.
period of self-reflection. Like
I do that after every goal show.
yeah, same.
I just spend 3 hours looking in the mirror, self-reflecting.
I
That's
do-
why when I went in the bathroom, it was a bit weird when you looked like you're about to start crying. Last week.
Yeah.
I do think that when you think about Blue Co as like owners, they haven't had football people making decisions. I mean, didn't Todd Bowley say he bought Cucurella off of Twitter Spaces?
So also in the first transfer window, basically because of what happened with how Chelsea was sold, which was, by the way, like that's never going to happen again. That was such a weird situation. He basically stepped in as de facto sporting director because he couldn't get anybody in. And I mean, the Cucurella, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of
Yeah, that's one of your best
all right. But I mean, that window itself was, I think, in terms of the idea of signing some older heads and some younger players, like I saw what he was trying to do. Did it pan out? No. But now they put in people from Brighton and from smaller clubs and gone, right, when Benedict Barley goes, they are the best run club in England, despite the fact they have never won anything.
But they are. That's the truth.
See, okay, but
I
win things.
agree with that.
You don't get awards for being the best run football.
No,
club,
you don't. You don't. But there is
trophies.
We got one from FIFA, but guess what? Because we also won the Champions League the same year. We got best run club.
And
we won things.
That's
No one wants that, do
not everyone wants to win things.
The Imagine Away section. Best run club. You'll never sing that.
We did sing that when he got.
I'd love
Did
to.
you actually? Oh, that's terrible.
I'd be happy with that, in all
I
honesty.
don't know if this is. I was reading about there's a signing that's been made, isn't there? Is it?
Yeah, you signed something
Valentine.
today.
Valentino Barco,
So this is like
from Brighton, went to Strasbourg, and now we got him.
Xabi Alonso's first signing. He was at Brighton, Strasbourg. I mean, it's like what? That's not a signing.
This is
That's
part of the problem. If he's going to be the manager, then you would think that he's going to have autonomy over who can and can't come in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to end up, like Lee said, he's going to be at Liverpool.
You surely would have to hope there's going to be a change of impetus.
I thought you'd
in
get
terms
Gary
of
O'Neill,
Chelsea.
to be honest.
I you know what? I did as well.
Well, will it be Conference League football or will it be Europa League for football Chelsea? We will find out throughout the course of the afternoon. We guys are 11 minutes away from kickoff in the Premier League. 10 games going on at the same time. We need some more TVs. talkSPORT Goals is back in a couple of minutes.
Well, basically, Romero's injured. He can't play. Now, Spurs obviously played the biggest game of the season on Sunday. River Plate are playing against his former team on the last day of the season as well. Both teams can win the league, all right? His former club, that one that he grew up with. I don't know I can't remember the name. Anyway, they kick off at 7 on Sunday. He's gone to Argentina to watch the game instead of Spurs against Everton. Now that for me, the club captain not there on the final day of the season. If that doesn't sum up Spurs right there, that is an absolute joke. Now there might be an argument to say he's injured, he's gone out to Argentina to get treatment because of the World Cup.
I don't care.
No, I'm the same. The club captain has to be at the final game of the season. Why is the club captain not at the final day of the season? He's going to watch River Plate. That is outrageous. Outrageous. Yeah. That is a sackable offence. Yeah, and whoever's allowed that to happen, whether it's come from the top or Roberto De Zerbi, they should be ashamed of themselves. It sums up Tottenham in every aspect that is allowed to happen. Like, if he don't want to be there, fine. No, he won't want to be there.
No, it's not fine.
No, it's not fine.
That's not fine.
But no, I get that. But in terms of he don't want to be at the club, he wants out, right? Get that. But his teammates will want Romero around the dressing room. His teammates, the people that he's played around, the people that he's played alongside. You know, he's been in the trenches with. And he's decided to go and watch River Plate on the last day of the season. It's disgusting.
No,
It's a joke.
I am absolutely. When Ryan told me this, I looked at him and had to gaze in his eyes and said, "What are you talking about?" I'm thinking, what game is that day? Can he get back from Argentina? Why is he doing that anyway? No, he's going to miss one.
Yeah, they kick off 7:30 on Sunday.
That is.
It's outrageous, mate. It's outrageous.
Maybe he knows what's happening. Maybe he knows you're going to play in Championship football, and he's thinking, do you know what? Right, I know where we're going. I'd rather go and watch a decent.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
And Spurs.
That's not the point. You can't get away with that. You're a club captain. Club captain is not there on the final day of the season. That is.
It's disgusting.
It is so bad. So bad.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. It is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing, which we love. It is 18 plus. The gamble where the dog terms and conditions apply. Go on.
No, I should say about Final One Standing.
Yeah, no, I know. You didn't even let me say hello before I saw you smiling and pointing at me.
the final.
How we going?
Final day of final ones in the season.
Go on.
6 pots still live. 6 pots still live.
Crazy.
So if you're in one of those pots and you pick a winner today, a team that wins, you will share 150. There's £150,000 out there to be won today.
Wow.
So there's a 50k pot. The rest are all 20k pots.
Oh.
Yeah, unbelievable. So there's a couple that have got like 2 or 3 people in them. West Ham and Spurs are amongst the most picked teams this today. They must just think that they're going to win because they have to win.
That is, I wouldn't.
I don't know about uneasy.
I would not like
Do you know
that.
what's interesting? If you go through all of the games today, I don't think there are many where they're definitely winning.
Yeah.
Like
There's a lot of goals.
Last game of the season is always a weird one as well.
If I said to you, who do you think is the team that, if you had every team available, most likely to win? Maybe go Arsenal or Palace.
I've got 2.
I don't know.
I've got 2.
No.
Manchester City at home to Villa and Sunderland at home to Chelsea. I think Arsenal's going to be a draw. I think Arsenal Palace might just play out a weird 0-0 draw, 1-1. But yeah, I really fancy Sunderland. And they're a decent price as well. I mean, I think like Sunderland are like literally just under 3-1 at home to Chelsea. Love it.
Lee, any other prices again?
There's a couple of epic boosts to give you a bit of confidence. West Ham fans and Abby and the Spurs fans. The epic boosts are Spurs to score in the first half, even money, and West Ham to score in the first half, even money. Those 2 games, which they have to score, don't they? If either of them concede first, it could be a really long, difficult afternoon.
We actually don't have to score. We can stay as we are.
Yeah, but 0-0, nervy. Oof.
My God.
I can't see you not scoring. I can't see Everton not scoring. I think,
We are going to take one more very, very quick break. Again, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Leeds. Everton winless in 6 Premier League games. Spurs winless in 10 home league games. West Ham versus Leeds. Leeds unbeaten their last 8 Premier League games. In terms of that battle for European football, I'll tell you one more time. In fact, that's probably a lie. I'll probably tell you throughout the course of the afternoon. Yeah, I can't tell you permutations after 4 o'clock. No matter what happens on the final day. 5th place getting Champions League. 7th definitely getting Europa League. 8th will definitely get Conference League. But if Villa finish 4th, then 6th will qualify for the Europa League. But if Villa finish 5th, 6th will qualify for the Champions League. Liverpool versus Brentford. That's 5th versus 9th. Brentford have won just 1 of their last 9 Premier League games. Bournemouth are currently in 6th place in the Premier League. They are unbeaten their last 17 Premier League games. The team below them is Brighton. They're against Manchester United. Michael Carrick has the best points per game average of any manager in the Premier League this season. That's 2.5. Played 16, 1, 11. Sunderland versus Chelsea. Chelsea currently in 8th place. That's occupying the final European place. That would be Conference League football. Sunderland with a win will go above them. Chelsea won 2-1 against Spurs last time out, ending a 7-game winless run in the league, during which they scored just twice. And Newcastle are 11th, but even if Newcastle win, they go to 52. That's level on points with Chelsea in 8th in Conference League. But they've got a much, much, much worse goal difference. Even if Newcastle win, it's very, very unlikely they will get 8th place, which would be Conference League football. Abby, in a sentence, as we are 5 minutes away from kickoff, how are you feeling? I cannot believe we are here, Abby Summers.
I just feel really sick. I do. I feel nervous, feel sick, feel a bit shaky. You can see Dante in the background giving it. I just can't. Do you know what? I just can't.
Have you been in this video yet?
I have been in the video.
A day in the life today?
Yeah,
I made the cut as well. I was quite honoured, Dante.
On the video.
You haven't asked Lee though, mate. It's a bit disrespectful. Oh, you will?
Oh, no, we're doing something separate.
Oh, you really? Yeah.
Do you know
Just
what?
a special one with Lee Phelps.
I just want this to be over.
Yeah.
Either way.
This might not be the time for this, but you know the crazy video from 2 weeks ago of West Ham versus Arsenal?
Yeah.
I sent Lee this comment. Somebody commented along the lines of, I really like the guy with glasses who just sits there and keeps his cool. And I was like, you literally just managed to remain calm there throughout the whole thing.
So much.
Lee's like every manager in like a Champions League final. Everyone's going mental, just stood there on the touchdown and it's 1-0. It's unfolded. Bring it down, boys.
Yeah.
Lee has seen a lot of head losses.
Everton have come with 3-0 down today to win 4-3 and send Spurs down. Lee's just
my God.
Spurs are 2-1 to get promoted next season in the Championship. We have 3 minutes until kickoff. We will see you in exactly 3 minutes. Here we go, guys.
When you're sitting with your squad and you're looking to pick a squad of 26, you say, how many defenders do we need? I would normally go with 8.
There's 9, isn't there? In this
There's 9. And I wonder whether, mentioned earlier, question marks on Stone's fitness, James's fitness, and maybe Livramento's. 3 players has put an extra defender in his mind to cover that. which I think has been at the cost of Cole Palmer at the front end of the team looking at this.
Well, let's be ultimately clear. When you go through the squad, Livramento's played 164 minutes in the Premier League since the last international break. James has played 83 minutes of the Cup final, but not played against Spurs. He played 27 minutes off the bench against Liverpool at Anfield the week before. Stones, since the 2nd of December, has featured 4 times for Manchester City, totalling just 253 minutes of action. And Jed Spence, I mean, look, he played 70 minutes against Uruguay in the friendly on the Friday night of the last international break, but he's only started once under Roberto De Zerbi. So it's not as if everybody in that back line is playing regular football.
I guess you can look at that 2 ways. You could say there's a risk because they've not played many minutes, or you could say actually they're coming in fresher than some of the players because they've not played so many minutes. Looking at your face, Stuart, you think they should have had a lot more minutes under their belt.
I think people are a little bit deluded with this word fresh. Listen, I'm fresh. I ain't played for 20 years. Don't make me a better player, you know. I think it's very, very misleading. People say being fresh. I like to get in a routine, a rhythm, 90 minutes, going to major tournaments. I'm sure Gab's the same. If you said to him, like, have a month off and then deliver, well, he'd probably take that. I'm wrong individual, sorry, but most people, most normal human beings need the consistency of playing. And this fresh, it's a red herring. Honestly, it really is. You're telling me, leave me out and don't play me a great deal since the 2nd of December in John Stones is going to be helpful this summer. I don't see it.
And he has a history of picking up injuries. Didn't he pull out the last squad injured at the last minute?
He did, but the other thing to mention is that he always seems to be available for England, especially at major tournaments, and he has managed to do that regularly.
Okay, then here we go. It is talkSPORT Goals. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TV. talkSPORT Goals is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It's 18 plus. A gambler at the dog. Terms and conditions apply. Sam Ellard, Lee Phelps, Abby Summers, and broadcaster Louis Benevento are with you live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TV. Hey, I have to read what's on my running order. I am a good professional presenter, okay? Not a broadcaster, but I'm here in this chair anyway. I'm sure you all know by now it is, well, the day's mainly about Spurs and West Ham. But Lee, we've just seen some wonderful images, haven't we, from Anfield. An emotional day. Andy Robertson and Mo Salah are playing in their final game today for Liverpool Football Club. Both start. I know there's some talk in the week whether Salah might start. Is Slot going to send a message? Well, no, he hasn't. They both start. An emotional day at Anfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, some of the videos that have been doing the rounds this week, Andy Robertson one was an absolute tearjerker with messages from his kids and his wife. And the Pep Guardiola one was sensational as well. There's some great social videos of these outgoing legendary players, and obviously Pep Guardiola, probably arguably the greatest ever Premier League manager.
Okay, we are underway then in all of our 4 o'clock games. Tottenham versus Everton. Avoiding defeat will likely be enough to secure Tottenham's place in the Premier League for another season. Having also finished 17th last season, this would be the first time they finish as low in consecutive top-flight campaigns since a run of 3 between 1912 and 1915. That is a remarkable stat, isn't it, on just how bad Spurs have been this season. West Ham leads with West Ham after win today. As always, lots of pressure on Jared Bowen. He has assisted 8 of West Ham's last 12 Premier League goals. Abby, Spurs then just got underway. How are you expecting Spurs to start today?
I would hope they'd start strong. I think this first half is going to be very pivotal because the longer that this goes on, and if something's like on that last day of the season with the old like headphones and stuff like that, like when goals are going in, like I just have this feeling that like if West Ham go 1-0 up and then it starts to seep into Tottenham and like just the nervy atmosphere, but ideally you just need to get a goal early doors.
Well, Abby, it's a corner kick already for Everton. 41 seconds in. My goodness me, this would be the worst possible start. It's Tieno Barry leading the line for Everton today, with Ndiaye, Dewsbury Hall and Roll in behind. Garner and Irigabunum in midfield for Everton. So it's going to be a kid in Dewsbury Hall in swinging corner for Everton, which they work short, which I don't like already, and they're still going to try and work across into the box. Dewsbury Hall now on the right-hand side. He whips the ball into the box, takes the deflection. Spurs win the header. Can they clear their lines? Yes, they can. stand Spurs 0, Everton 0. Abby, when you look at that team from an offensive point of view, Richarlison, Tell, kind of the two main attacking players, is there enough attacking quality in that Spurs team today?
No, but there hasn't been all season, so it is what it is. I'll be honest with you, I'm far happier seeing whether it is Porro, whether it is Spence than Kolo Muani. Like, you just couldn't do that. Couldn't start him today. Like, his performances are just nowhere near it. Nowhere near good enough. Like, the application isn't there. I'm surprised that he's been starting as many games as he has, in all honesty, but that has been your only options. I was talking to a fan on the way here, a Spurs fan, and we were saying that we would have actually started Maddison today. I think the first half is like super, super important for Tottenham, because let's say we do go 1-0 down. Like, then you're giving a big job for Maddison to try and come on and affect the game. I would have personally started him, and if he couldn't obviously do the second half, then he couldn't. But yeah, like, we've been decimated the entire season by injuries, and our board felt there was no one that they should panic by in Jan or loan to bring in, or recall Mikey Moore or anything like that. So our options have been limited the whole entire time. It's nothing new. It's nowhere near good enough. I think you'd be pressed to find a worse front three than Richarlison, Tell and Kolo Muani. But in all honesty, Tell, he tries, he works hard, but the end product just isn't there. Maybe he'll discover it today. Richarlison's our top goal scorer with 11. Fair to him. I never questioned the work rate. He's just never been good enough, and he's been plagued by injuries ever since he got here. Kolo Muani, we'll probably end up signing him in the summer, because we love to do that with crap players, like we did with Tell. Didn't have a good loan spell, ended up signing him. Timo Werner, famously terrible loan spell, ended up signing him. Yeah, like, it is what it is. I've seen Kulusevski for the first time in over a year today. Didn't even know where he was.
He's there, isn't he?
He's there, yeah. They've wheeled everyone
back
out.
from Argentina, I think.
Yeah, probably a little tour he did with Romero.
That's barbecue side.
I just want to get this over with. I just want to be put out my misery. Like, whatever way this ends, just put it out. Just put me out my misery.
Spurs have got a free kick, though, in a pretty dangerous area. Pedro Porro, left-hand side, just stands that ball into the box. It is won by an Everton head, and it goes out for a corner as Cole Palmer comes forward. He does really well, beats a couple of men down the right-hand side, gets the ball onto his left foot. His shot is pushed away. Lou, are you surprised that Cole Palmer wasn't named in the England squad?
We were discussing this last week. To be honest, I don't think he's had the best season, so I wasn't actually particularly surprised he's not going. But
I think it'll benefit him not having a summer off where he can get himself fit again.
Oh, absolutely. I think the fact that if he can have a summer off and he can get fit, and he's been playing football non-stop for 4 years, or he's been injured. So, I think having that moment where he can just take a breather, and if I'm honest, have that summer to come back with a bit of a fire in his belly under a new coach, I think that could be absolutely huge for Chelsea. Absolutely huge.
The Spurs corner comes into the box. Winner, the header at the back post, and then gets headed towards goal. Everton cleared, but the ball's hanging in the air. Spurs still got the ball alive on the right-hand side. That's really good play, though, by Illiman and Dye. And he does really, really well. Quick feet there. And he looks to try and get Kidd and Dewsbury Hall away. But Spurs come and win the ball back. And it's going to be a free kick for Spurs on the halfway line. Lee, what's catching your attention in the opening 5 minutes?
Yeah, Man City has started really strong. Surprised not to see Erling Haaland in the lineup for the final game under Pep's management. But Foden leads the line. Just on your point about the England squad, it would be interesting today to see if the likes of Foden and Palmer and Gibbs-White might be a nice little treble of goal scorers, just to kind of stick two fingers up and say, yeah, you should have taken me. I bet there'll be a bit of extra in their games today, just trying to finish the season strong with the summer off. But that's apparently Pep's left Haaland out to give him a game off before the World Cup. Same with Guy as well. So City started really well, zipping it around. Villa can look like this even at their best, a little bit pedestrian at times, but City started pretty well. 5 minutes gone, though. No goals anywhere. I was expecting lots of goals today.
Leeds watching the West Ham game. Again, only 5 minutes in, but it's been Leeds United have had the majority of the ball in the West Ham half. I wonder, we're speaking a lot about Spurs, haven't we? Abby, Spurs coming in down the right-hand side.
Go on.
Can they got the ball inside the box, right-hand side, worked out to the edge of the box, shot comes in, takes a deflection. We talked, Lee, about what the atmosphere is like at Spurs. I wonder what the atmosphere is going to be like at the London Stadium today.
Yeah. I mean, they had a 2-2 draw, these two, didn't they, in the FA Cup here. So, look, I guess at this stage of the game, it'll just be pure support, won't it? Get forward, attack. If they go a goal down, that's when you start to worry for both sets of supporters. But as it is at the minute, I think the atmosphere will be pretty good. I mean, look, travelling through London today, the atmosphere is pretty electric from all fans that you saw. Everyone, I mean, I've never seen so many Arsenal shirts.
I felt like I was having to hide coming out of London Bridge.
Go on.
Oi, we have a first goal of the afternoon. Who's coming bottom? Is it Wolves? Is it Burnley? As things stand, it's going to be Burnley because Wolves are taking the lead against Burnley. It is Wolves 1, Burnley 0. Armstrong scoring a penalty for Wolves. So Wolves are 1 up against Burnley. Wolves are just 3 wins in the Premier League this season, guaranteed to be their lowest win total in a league season in their whole entire history. Burnley win this in their last 14 Premier League home games. Burnley 0, Wolves 1. Armstrong has scored the goal. There was a chance for Enzo Lefebvre, who had a shot pushed away by Sanchez. Then we just saw not the best of Sanchez, really good dangerous corner whip. Then Sanchez came, didn't win it, but a free kick has been given. So confirmation, Burnley 0, Wolves 1. Adam Armstrong after 5 minutes, penalty scored. Abby, what was the chance? Chance for Leeds United inside the box. Calvert-Lewin should score. Ball gets played. It's not Calvert-Lewin, apologies. The ball gets played in out to the left-hand side. It's like a cross shot that comes into the box. And I think that's Nemecha from close range who tries to get a shot away. And it's a first-time shot. He kind of turns his body towards goal. And Louis, he's a couple of yards out and probably should do better there.
He absolutely should have done better there. That was a real opportunity for Leeds to take the lead. Oh, he catches it so poorly. And it goes wide, but
it is Nemecha, yeah.
For the that's probably the best thing to happen for football right now. So we see what happens because then it keeps West Ham in the game at 0-0.
Yeah, and Louis, there was a chance for Enzo Lefebvre. He got down the right hand side for Sunderland, didn't he? Forced to save from Sanchez.
Yeah, well, Sanchez, I mean that was a really really good save for him. Then obviously, like I said, he flapped at a corner, which is could you not be any more Robert Sanchez after making a great save, doing something pretty abject. So Chelsea still 0-0. Good thing for us, I guess. But I'm hoping that we can get a foothold in the game after seeing Cole Palmer start so well as well.
Yeah, just 1 goal then so far in the opening 10 minutes in the Premier League. It's Burnley 0, Wolves 1. Adam Armstrong scoring for Wolves. So then as things stand in terms of how we are for Europe and in terms of relegation battle, it is as you were. Abby, what have you made of Spurs to start in the opening 8 minutes?
They've been all right. They're trying. It's just the real we just have such a lack of quality in and around the box. Like, crosses into the box, just never make it to the man, like shots outside the box. Just that is the biggest problem, and that's been such a tale of our season as well. But they're trying, so that's all a girl can hope for, I guess, isn't it?
And you'll be happy to know as well, West Ham have really, really started poorly. Leeds are pouring bodies forward, and it looks like Leeds are almost just going to come and try and have a free hit and their season on a high. I mean, they've got nothing to lose, have they? What a year Daniel Farkas had. And that Nemecha chance was brilliant. As Tell comes, that Udogu comes forward for Spurs' shot is blocked. And again, Everton clear. It remains Spurs 0, Everton 0. Lee.
Yeah, you're right. I was with a couple of Leeds fans earlier in the week, and although they weren't exactly calling for his head during the season, they weren't massively happy with him, and they're just full of praise for him now and what he's done, and obviously getting to the FA Cup semi-final as well. They can't speak highly enough of him, which just shows how fickle you can be being a football fan.
There was not even some talk of him possibly not making it. I'm not saying this story had any legs in it, but there was some talk of him when he got them up and not even getting to the Premier League, Daniel Farkas.
Yeah.
Well, there was the history, wasn't there, of when he's come up with Norwich in the past.
Struggled.
Apparently, he spent, I was talking to them about that, and apparently, when you look back, they spent about 10 million or something Norwich when they came up that time, so they didn't really give him any chance.
And Leeds strengthened really well, didn't they? And I probably owe Leeds and Dominic Calvert-Lewin a public apology because I almost sort of scoffed of them signing him. I thought, he's had an awful injury record at Everton. When he played, he looked almost unfit. But fair play. I mean, it was some signing, wasn't it? He came in and he went on that run, didn't he? Was it 7-8 games in a row where he kept scoring? And those points, Louis, almost kept Leeds up.
Absolutely. I mean, you put Calvert-Lewin inside that 6-yard box, you back him score pretty much every single time. And, it's something which...
Danzo with a chance for Tottenham. It comes in from a corner. Everton don't clear their lines. And the ball just... What are you worrying at there?
I thought that was
Sunderland.
Yeah. Sunderland.
And it just fell to Danzo, and it's probably the one player on the pitch, Abby, you didn't want it to fall to. I think it's very cliche. He snatched at that shot from close range like a centre-back would do.
Yeah, he did. You don't really fancy Danzo when it comes to goal scoring, to be honest with you. There's been a few... everyone is there today. Curtis is there, yeah.
Well, they found them all. They've dragged them all out of the medical.
From wherever they were worldwide.
Just talking about Calvert-Lewin there, he's got 14 goals this season. He's in that kind of top 4 English players who've... so you got Welbeck scored 13, Calvert-Lewin 14, Gibbs-White 14, and Ollie Watkins 14. Only one of those 4 going to the World Cup, which is pretty remarkable, really. These are the players. I mean, Gibbs-White, especially scoring that many goals from midfield. Wow.
I mean, the Ivan Toney inclusion came out of nowhere, didn't it? Really, I think in particular him. So I thought he was just going to pick 2 centre forwards to go. In the end, he went for a third one. So we are 12 minutes in then. to our 4 o'clock games. It's Brighton 0, Man United. In fact, I'll be easy to tell you where there has been a goal. That's at Turf Moor. Burnley 0, Wolves 1. No goals yet in any of our other games. The West Ham 0, Leeds 0, Spurs 0, Everton 0 is our main focus here on talkSPORT goals this afternoon. Both teams have had Leeds have had the best chance in the West Ham Leeds game. Nemecha with a shot from close range, trying to twist and turn as the ball came firing into the box, and it just went wide. Spurs have actually started really well at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Kevin Danzo had their best chance in the corner, which Everton didn't clear. Kind of snatched a shot and it just went wide. But Everton at the moment have got a free kick far out on the right-hand side. Some way to go to goal. Are they going to work this one short? They're going to try and sort of play a pass into Danny Roll, who made a run, slightly overhit, and it goes through to the goalkeeper. Liverpool have had a really good spell of possession. Can Mo Salah, in his final ever Liverpool appearance, get a goal? I'm guessing that Salah and Robertson might get sort of a 75th minute substitution maybe together, where the Kop will salute two genuine Liverpool legends. Also, by the way, John Henderson is back at Anfield today. Obviously, part captain in that Liverpool team that won the Champions League in 2019 and the league a year or so after that. So no goals yet then, apart from at Turf Moor. Why have we got Burnley Wolves in our TVs, Lee?
I've got no idea.
It's bang out of order, isn't it, really? Let's be honest.
Battle of the bottom. It's crazy, isn't it? I was just having a look at the stats on the Palace. I was intrigued by this game today, the Palace versus Arsenal, both looking at what they've got to come in the coming week. Both eyes on European finals, you would think. And in terms of the stats so far, Palace have had no shots, 28% possession, no shots on goal. Arsenal have had a couple though, so I was thinking that's a 0-0, 1-1 all day long. And in terms of the other game that no one cares about, apart from Fulham and Newcastle fans,
I don't think they care either, by the way.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's a battle to see which one ends up last on Match of the Day. That one's obviously 0-0 as well. They all are. And in terms of the stats on that one, Fulham have started okay, couple of shots on goal, but nothing much happening in that game at all.
Jarrod Bowen, free kick. Oh, it was a really dangerous free kick that came into the box. And the goalkeeper came and got nowhere near it, but it was headed away by a Leeds player, but that was the first chance. I'm not sure what's happening.
Everton player getting involved with
Seamus Coleman was having a bit of an argument. Chance at the back post. Oh, again, he should do better. It's João Palhinha. Free kick out. He comes in from the left-hand side, flicked on towards João Palhinha at the back post. His first-time shot went over the bar. He snatched at that, Abby, and he should have done better. He's only a couple of yards out.
There's been chances, half chances, but
I
again,
think that's better than a half chance, Abby.
No, I think the Gallagher one was as well. He took it on the turn and hit the outside netting. But I don't know if there's the panic of when they get in that situation, the nerves of it. But just have a touch, have a moment, just have a breath. It might actually end up in the back of the net.
Two chances for Spurs. A Danzo shot from close range, which went wide, and now a João Palhinha chance. West Ham have got a corner against Leeds, at the London Stadium. In swinging corner. Again, it's a really, really poor corner. Doesn't beat the first man. It's so poor. It comes back out to Somerville on that left-hand side. He's going to work it back. Again, the cross comes into the box, but again, nobody's at the back post, and Leeds managed to clear. Louis, how Chelsea started at Sunderland?
It's been a pretty average game, to be honest. Chelsea, though, have had a few attacks, looking a little bit better in sparse occasions, but, Sunderland really have maybe had the upper hand. We were discussing earlier how much of a good season they've had. They seem to be the ones that are getting further ahead and having more of the chances from what we're seeing so far, and they look a lot stronger than Chelsea do. But free kick came from Pedro Neto, and then Chelsea failing to capitalise on that opportunity.
Did you think there was a chance that Levi Colwill could have made the World Cup squad?
No, I think that he was fit too late. It was interesting to hear that he was maybe considered for an inclusion, but I do think that would be something which was a little bit mental. What I was thinking a bit mental is not taking Harry Maguire, but that's just me. But
I think a lot of people do agree with you.
Yeah, but Levi Colwill, that potential inclusion, I thought was a little bit odd because he's played no football this season, basically.
Yeah, I totally agree. It would have been bizarre to take him off of 4 games.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. Well, I don't think it's even 4. I think it's 2, 3.
Yeah, I think the Maguire one was weird. He wouldn't have started.
Oh, it's the first real chance of the game for West Ham. Jarrod Bowen down the left-hand side, inside the box, tried to cut the ball back across goal, came off a Leeds player. It then fell to Pablo, his first-time shot, took a deflection, and it went out for a corner kick. But as that ball fell to him there was half a chance. Going to be a West Ham corner, Abby.
Yeah, I honestly haven't taken my eyes off the Spurs game. I haven't watched anything for West Ham. But yeah, just on the Maguire thing, he wouldn't have started, but I just felt like he's had a good season. I don't really understand why he hasn't had the call up. Same with Lewis Hall. I thought that was a bit of a rogue one. Ivan
Spence
Toney
cannot be a better fullback option than Lewis Hall in any world.
I think his idea is that he's got versatile players. Like obviously Jed can play on the left and play on the right. He could also play on the wing if you had to. Pace wise as well. I think Dan Burn, again, another versatile option. I mean, it is very peculiar. I mean, Ivan Toney came absolutely out of nowhere as well. But what we were saying before, maybe it's because he can play in the heat. I don't know. Like. There's all just odd things. Like I know Foden, I know Palmer have had poor seasons, but just not even to have the option off the bench or Gibbs White, like even Madueke over Bowen. Like I'm not even saying that from a bad mind point of view. Just like I don't know. There's some odd decisions, but at the end of the day, he's the one that's in charge. He's the one that's got the pedigree, not us. So.
To counteract that though, at the same time, I agree with everything. But to play devil's advocate, if you look at maybe he's taking Madueke for the sake of the squad. You've got someone who's naturally used to playing second fiddle to Bukayo Saka at Arsenal. Maybe it's kind of a
case. Part of him thinks if Palmer and Foden aren't going to start, it causes more conversations. If Palmer and Foden don't start, whereas if Madueke doesn't start, it becomes normal and natural.
Oh, exactly. Also, Trent. I mean, again, I don't even think that's being spoken about enough. I know he's not fancied Trent like from the get go, but just from I think it's weird not taking Trent, especially from like a dead ball situation. Having him, you can have him in the field as well. Like it's talking about Trent here.
I'm with you. I thought Trent. The fact that we've got 26-man squad, Palmer, Foden, and Trent all don't make it. Imagine saying that sort of 6 months ago, a year, that all three of those players wouldn't have made it. Louis, was that a chance for Sunderland? Half a chance?
Indeed. Brian Brobby obviously just had a fantastic season, and he just keeps getting into these positions where he can maybe cause some problems. He's somebody. If we're talking about centre forwards in the summer, he's someone I'd love to see in a Chelsea shirt.
Liverpool have got a free kick just outside the Brentford area. Is this a Szoboszlai range here, Sam?
This is definitely Szoboszlai range. I wonder if Mo Salah is possibly saying to Dominic Szoboszlai, hey pal, it's my final game at Liverpool. Any chance I could fancy just maybe guiding this over the wall? But yeah, it does look in prime Dominic Szoboszlai area. It's 18 minutes gone. In fact, is that too close for Dominic Szoboszlai? Oh, there was a cross shot that came across the face of goal. And Sunderland, who have been all over Chelsea, are still trying to push for that first goal. I wonder if Mo Salah's going to get his way here, because it is quite close to the goal, which is kind of it's probably too close for Dominic Szoboszlai. And I wonder if Mo Salah is going to sort of pull rank here and say, come on, Don, let me just try and curl this over the wall. And again, this is a big game. Liverpool have got to beat Brentford, and Man City have got to lose. And Man City got to beat to Aston Villa for that 6th place to become Champions League football. Is it going to be Salah? Is it going to be Szoboszlai? It's going to be Salah! He goes over the wall and it comes off the post. I can't believe that.
Oh, God, Sam.
So unlucky.
That's so unlucky.
It's a really nice free kick.
That sums up his season, to be honest.
He curls it really well over the wall, but just doesn't get enough bend on it. And it comes off the post. And that would have been a nice way for Mo Salah to sign off Anfield. What a shame.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. I want to ask you about Arne Slot, though, because it keeps going back and forth. He's staying, he's going, he's saying he's going. This week they said he might be going. Where are we at with that?
Fulham won up against Newcastle home. It looks as if everything is pointing towards Abby that he's going to stay. I mean, all of the reports that are coming out of the football club are that the Liverpool ownership are wanting to back him, that think injuries have played a big role this season, and that he's going to be there. I don't think he should be there. I think we've had a terrible season. Performances have been consistently bad. I would have liked Xavi Alonso, but looks like, Abby, that he's going to be there next season. We are looking for a possible penalty.
Tyrone Mings' high foot in the area. I couldn't see who it was against. I just slowly looked at it. Got so many games on here. I only saw it on the freeze frame. It looks like they said no to that penalty. It's a high foot in the area. Which, it was high. It was dangerous, but who knows what VAR do.
Who scored from them? Lee, what's catching your eye?
There's some feisty challenges in that Everton Tottenham game. There's some feisty challenges.
Let me guess. Won't even get booked for it. Won't even get booked.
Was it roll on?
Gonna check it? No.
This is a possible. I mean, if they're going to check this, it's a very
I tell you what,
up the kind of like on the shin.
That's a bad challenge. Let's just keep the consistency though, because obviously the Kai Havertz one wasn't a red, so this surely couldn't be either. Surely not. Nah.
Do you know what?
It looks worse in slow motion.
It's Danny Roll on Van der Ven, and Danny Roll is trying to play a pass. And as he plays a pass, Van der Ven gets there in front of him. And as he obviously goes through the passing motion, he definitely does catch Mickey Van der Ven low on the leg. Roberto De Zerbi's not happy.
I don't blame
that for me is not a red card.
No. There have been a few, to be fair, against Tottenham players in this game already. Everton aren't messing around. They've been pretty forceful.
Did he book him at least?
I think it's a foul and a yellow card, but I don't think that is.
They're fuming because
I don't think. Abby, I understand that you've had some tough decisions go against you this season.
We've had nothing
For
go
me-
for us.
But no, sure, I appreciate that. But for
Not
me,
one.
as a neutral watching that, I think Danny Ryle has only got eyes on the ball. He's trying to play a pass. He catches Mickey van der Ven. I'm not disputing that, but I don't think the intent's there. I don't think there's enough force there, and I don't think for me that's a red card.
Well, again, they'll probably come out and say that they should have given it like the Brian Brobby one.
Yeah, sure, but I
And everything else I've
Yeah, but
seen
Abby,
this
I at the
season.
time said that.
What about the other night?
I at the time said to you that was the Brian Bob one was dangerous play.
What about the other night? Joe Spence got broken jaw.
And again, that was a poor decision.
So it's another one. So again, we can sit here.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying my opinion.
No,
that
that's
specific
fine.
incident
But
there was not a red card.
I'm so sick and tired of the PGMOL. They actually just don't know what they're doing. Like they don't like. I don't think half the problem is they don't know what the rules are. They leave everything up to the people in their ear. I just the decision the other night, the Delap one. He's got broken jaw, but no problem. You pull someone's hair accidentally. That's violent conduct. But Delap can do what he did. The ball's not in play allegedly. Well, it is in play.
Just to put some dot the I's, cross the T's, that Fulham goal scored by Issa Diop. It was a really good Kevin free kick that came off the bar, and then Issa Diop headed it in. There was an outside chance of Newcastle on 11. Did they won today, and by plenty of goals. They could have come 8th in the final European spot. That was unlikely, though, even if they won, because their goal difference is 7 worse than Chelsea. But Fulham are leading Newcastle by a goal to nil. No side has drawn fewer home games than Fulham in the Premier League this season. And Newcastle have won just 2 of their 8 Premier League games away from home so far in 2026. West Ham with a shot from distance, which the goalkeeper pushes away. And Lee, in the last couple of minutes, Spurs are in down the right-hand side. It's a really good ball played across the face of the goal. A good header away. Spurs have got the pressure on now. Udogi's got it on the left-hand side. He comes back to tell. He comes infield. Can Spurs try and break this Everton team down at the moment? They've got 11 men on the pretty much on the edge of their box, but both Spurs and West Ham having big chances. In particular, we have a goal at the Etihad Stadium, and this is good news for Bournemouth in their race to come 6th and for Aston Villa to drop down to 5th. It is Antoine Semenyo. What a signing he's been in January. He has given Man City the lead. Corner comes in. It's an Aston Villa player that flicks it onto the near post. And Antoine Semenyo makes a really good run, just peeling away at the back post. First time shot across the goalkeeper. It comes off a Villa head, but Lee, he takes that goal really nicely at the back post.
Yeah, really well. He's such a class player, isn't he? And if he can do Bournemouth a little favour, then I'm sure he'll
good point, of course,
do that. 1-0. Pep looking relaxed and happy on the bench as well, and he's loving that those tops.
The Pep top.
Yeah, well, with the P on it. He's loving that. Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see what he does next after his break. Great. Nothing less than Man City have deserved. They've been all over Aston Villa. There was a stat that flashed up before. I think it said 38 touches in the opposition box to 1 in Man City's favour. I was like, what?
Domination then from Manchester City.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, if Villa finish 4th, then 6 will qualify for the Europa League. But if Villa finish 5th, 6 will qualify for the Champions League. For Villa to finish 5th, they need to lose, which they are, and Liverpool will have to beat Brentford at home. So Bournemouth, who are currently 6th because they're drawing away to Forest and Brighton not winning their game, they will be hoping for a Liverpool goal. So I think lots of these games in the midway stage are taking some drinks breaks.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Louis Benavente, what's happened at the Stadium of Light?
Goal for Sunderland. They've got him straight down the back, put it in. It's been coming for ages. They've been the far better side. 1-0 Sunderland and Chelsea.
Louis, every time we're watching 10 games at the same time here, so it's hard to keep across the patterns of every single game at the same time. But every time I'm looking at my bottom right-hand screen, it has been a constant wave of Sunderland pressure. What on earth are Chelsea doing here?
I mean, you tell me. I mean, look at this goal here. Look, the ball goes long. It's just a really ridiculous opportunity here. Like the fact that, hang on, are they going to give something here? Are they looking at offside?
Looked on to me.
A long ball gets played forward to a Sunderland player. I think they're just having a look there where they walk
nice
offside.
It's route one. Nothing wrong with a bit of route one. But look, the Chelsea defence, Joel Hato, really
nice
weak.
Finish, but
what a finish!
Near him,
What a finish! No one's trapped.
Lovely finish.
One ball over the top, outside of the boot. I mean, look, great goal.
Great finish.
If you're a Sunderland fan, if you're a Chelsea fan, that is just sums up our season. To be honest with you.
West Ham have been decent in the last 5 minutes, by the way. They've really started to push it on, having a drinks break at the minute, probably just at the wrong time for them because they were just building up a bit of a head of steam at home to Leeds United. Had a couple more efforts, which were kind of Leeds have just been a little bit lax in defence, and that's the problem. I think if you've got nothing to play for, then you've got the freedom about you to attack. But I think in defence, you're probably going to put maybe slightly less robustness into your tackling. So this is where West Ham have got to try and capitalise on this, as have Tottenham. You know, Tottenham have been playing okay, but come back from there, they had a drinks break. It's pretty warm in the capital today, so I think there's going to be drinks breaks throughout, and on the south coast by the sounds of things.
Just to clarify then, that Sunderland goal is a big goal because, again, what's happening with 8th place? That is Conference League football. As things stand then, with 26 minutes played, Sunderland are 8th in the Premier League table. They go above Chelsea, they go above Brentford. Sunderland 1, Chelsea 0. Sunderland, as things stand, if everything stopped like this, they will be playing in the Conference League next season. And given the fact that they just got their back-to-back promotions, League One to the Championship to the Premier League. Look at the Sunderland fans there. You can see them enjoying themselves, aren't they? Because they'll know what's going on right now.
It'd be great.
They're 8th, they're Conference League. And to tell you what, with the way European teams, English teams go in the Conference League, they might think, you know what, we'll go in the Conference League next season. It looks like Abigail Summers, we are going to see our first long throw from Vitaly Mykolenko at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I take that back. He works it short, but can he put the ball in the box? Mykolenko, ball in the box. Spurs win the header, and it's going to come out to Danny Rowe. I think Spurs and West Ham are both playing really well in the last 10 or 15 minutes. West Ham started sloppily at the London Stadium, just coming back into it. Spurs have had big chances at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Danzo and Paulinia. Everton have been really, really lacklustre. They've been really poor over the last couple of weeks. 6 without a win. But this is nice football now. Mykolenko, cross into the box. Really good defensive header there from João Paulinia. Can Everton keep the pressure on? Yes, they can. They're starting to play some really nice football. James Garner, Ilgabunum linking up in midfield. Illiman and died down the left-hand side has been pretty quiet. West Ham, ball into the box. Right-hand side, that is an outstanding defensive header there. I think that was Biol for Leeds. A ball was just stood up. It felt like it was in the air for an eternity. And I thought that big Tommy Souček was going to get his head on it. And there is... Oh, I just saw a Tottenham Forest player. Did you see that? He must have... We're going to pretend that didn't happen. I just saw a Forest player.
I agree.
Was it Igor Jesus?
He was running away like he'd scored a goal.
I'm glad you saw that as well. And I'm glad I didn't shout out goal. It is still Forest 0, Bournemouth 0. Given we've got 10 Premier League games going on at the same time, there hasn't been too many goals going on in the Premier League. Rico Lewis for City, across goal. And
honestly, this could end up 4 for City.
Yeah. It almost looks like Lee, the Aston Villa have been on the lash over the last couple of days. Can you blame them?
No.
I mean, to be fair, they win the Europa League. Probably not.
I'm actually happy for them. It's a nice story.
Gabby will be with him, by the way. Gabby Agbonho on the Wednesday morning and then the Thursday morning was a joy to behold, listening to him on the build-up and then the aftermath of it. It must be. That's what it's all about.
Fair play to Aston Villa. I've got a lot of respect for your Villas, your Newcastles have won trophies in the last couple of seasons. They're big clubs, big football fans. Abby, how are the... So half an hour in, I should check in. How are you? How are you feeling?
Tense.
Yep.
Same, really. They're playing...
Are Spurs staying up?
Don't know. No idea. Couldn't tell you the answer.
No.
Couldn't tell you the answer.
Also, by the way, you know how like a lot. You know, you're obviously in a distressed position. Have a look at Louis Benavente over there. You look like you've seen a ghost the last half an hour, Louis.
I'm just like scanning between all the games. I've got the Spurs game on here. I'm watching us get absolutely torn apart by Sunderland. West Ham up in the top right corner. I mean, this is a great day for football.
Yeah.
I'm kind of less
a West Ham goal. I
It's
think
a great day for a hate watch.
Oh, it is a really good day for a hate watch.
Apologies, Abby, for this, but a West Ham goal would just make everything even more exciting, wouldn't it? I just don't see West Ham scoring here. I don't know why. I don't like the pattern of the game for West Ham. Had a decent 5 or so minutes, but
you'd have to be more. I'd urge you is more Spurs. Spurs scoring would be the stranger outcome of the two.
But you've had a lot of good chances.
We have, but it's about actually finishing them off. You know, West Ham actually have been all right at home the last couple of games. They've actually got a lot more than we've got, in all honesty. So that's my issue with Tottenham when it comes to actually scoring goals. Yeah. And not making an individual error, which we love to do too. So.
City just continue to batter Aston Villa.
Where's the City been for the last 6 weeks, Lee?
Well, I think.
Well, I mean, you know when they're at their absolute best. I mean, it's only 1-0 still. That's the problem I think we've had with City. When you've watched them and they've been absolutely at it, then they've just not been able to put the ball in the back of the net. This looks like a game where it should finish 4-0. Villa had no shots on goal. City have had 6, 2 on target, scored a goal. Every time I look up at that game, you got Pep kind of putting his head in his hands, like, how have they not scored that one? Liverpool have been pretty strong in the last 5-10 minutes as well. Loads of opportunities down the down the right.
That could be a penalty for Liverpool. No,
What happened there? Maybe both.
Mo Salah played Curtis Jones in down the right-hand side. He tried to play a ball across goal. He's gone down under a challenge. I think the referee hasn't given a penalty here, has he? I think he's given a corner kick there. That was Salah. Jones on the overlap. Jones tried to... I think Jones gets the ball first, and then he's taking the ball out of play. And I think it's one of those where I think he almost falls into the Brentford defender there. Yeah, and kind of slips as well. I think that's...
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think it was an intentional foul, but he did go over his leg.
I think he loses his footing a little bit and almost falls into the leg of the...
Not a penalty.
I think confirmation there. So 32 minutes gone. Brighton 0, Manchester United 0. Burnley 0, Wolves 1. Wolves will not be finishing bottom in the Premier League as things stand. Palace and Arsenal 0. Premier League, Newcastle by a goal to 0. Could it be the last game for Marco Silva at Craven Cottage? Issa Diop has scored for them. Man City leading Aston Villa by a goal to 0. Antoine Semenyo scoring that goal. Man City unbeaten in their last 15 Premier League games. The 2-0 loss to Man United in January. Following their 4-2 win against Liverpool last time out, Villa looking to win consecutive Premier League games for the first time since November, December. They really haven't been in good form in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest 0, Bournemouth 0.
Just hit the post.
As things stand.
Just hit the post, Forest, by the way.
Forest hit the post. As things stand, Bournemouth are 6th in the table. Sunderland, Chelsea by a goal to 0. And the 2 games involving the teams battling for relegation are goalless. So really the kind of one big movement at the moment in the Premier League is that Sunderland, who started 10th, are now 8th in the Premier League. And again, 8th place is Conference League football. So as things stand, Sunderland will be in the Conference League. Abby, what's going on in the Spurs game?
Everton just grown into it a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. If this was any other situation, I'd actually say that,
Iliman and Die! And Die, do you know what? He does so well. It's really, really good quick feet down the right-hand side. He cuts in on his left foot, and you just think, get the shot away, get the shot away. That is him at his absolute brilliant best. Quick feet, skillful, but he just wasn't able at the end to get that shot away. I think it was in the end João Paulinho who came in and made the tackle, but it's going to be an Everton corner, Abby.
Yes, it's not ideal. It's not. But I actually think Spurs have been playing all right. It's just, if this was any other week, I'd probably be a bit more relaxed, but it's just really hard to trust anything with them, in all honesty. I don't really have much to say.
No, you're just playing your nerves, really, aren't they? Derby and West Ham playing on nerves, and you just won.
Forest have scored, and guess who scored the Nottingham Forest goal?
Morgan Gibbs.
It has to be Morgan Gibbs-White. You know what? There's lots and lots of talk, isn't there, about England players that haven't made the squad. The one that I think's been in the best form. There you go. Man United are now leading at Brighton as well. So Brighton 0, Man United 1. Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0. Morgan Gibbs-White for me, absolutely 100% on form. Should be in that England squad. There is no doubt about it. I think he's dreadfully unlucky that he is not in that squad, and he's just scored for Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0, and it's Brighton 0, Man United 1. So both those two teams who are going for 6th place are both losing, and it's a free kick that Morgan Gibbs-White whips past the goalkeeper. Forest 1, Bournemouth 0, Brighton 0, Man United 1. And do you know what? With that result, are you ready for this, Lee Phelps?
Yes.
Sunderland, on 54 points, are now 7th in the Premier League table. As things stand, Sunderland go above Brentford, Chelsea and Brighton on 54 points. Sunderland right now are Europa League football.
Wow.
And Bruno got the assist.
Yeah, the assist, yeah.
Just got the assist record.
Doggy header. It's interesting seeing that assist, nothing against Bruno, but that assist record when they're starting to introduce the corners.
Yeah.
You see how many corners Henry and was it De Bruyne, who was also on that list? They got about 3. Bruno's got about 20.
They
not as many as that, but yeah. But, it is what it is, isn't it? It's 21, most assists in Premier League history. I can't remember how many were corners. I want to say it's
quite a lot. I think it was 11. I thought.
Yeah. So just confirmation there. Bruno Fernandes is now on 21. He's out on top by himself. 21 Premier League assists. I know people are sort of trying to poke fun at him, and I think put the achievement down, but it's
great.
still remarkable, isn't it? Right.
Well, the thing is, they never included the corners bit before he came along. It's almost like, why include the corners now?
Chance for Leeds. Still going to score. Oh my God! How Leeds not scored?
How?
Lemaitre with a ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Gone.
And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is literally a couple of yards out, and his shot is well saved by the West Ham goalkeeper. But Leeds were having a decent spell here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a couple of yards out, he has to score.
Yeah, and you'd have, as Louis said earlier on, in that scenario, you would put, you just think, yes, he's definitely going to score it. But He doesn't need that many chances, though, to get those. So, if he gets in that position again, then you probably think he will score. Remember, we were kind of saying earlier on, all these players who've been left out of the England squad, Gibbs-White, Palmer, Foden, Calvert-Lewin, Welbeck, all playing today, and all getting chances to score as well. Gibbs-White was fouled for the free kick that he then went and scored. It's real end-to-end stuff, this Leeds-West Ham game, as it was in the Cup when they drew 2-2. Obviously, West Ham losing on that day on penalties. Yeah, penalties in the end, wasn't it? So West Ham have a good spell. Leeds have a good spell, but neither West Ham or Tottenham are going to have a good spell for a prolonged period of time, are they?
Sorry to cut you off, Lee. Louis, to the Stadium of Light, was there a handball appeal there for Sunderland?
Absolutely. Sunderland had a handball appeal. Wesley Fofana doing what Wesley Fofana does, being absolutely useless at centre-back. And
how much did he cost?
£70 million. £70 million and 2 ACL injuries. We paid £70 million for him. He is Bambi on ice. He is one of the worst centre-backs I've seen in my lifetime at Chelsea. Yet somehow people still think he's worth money. I don't know why they think that. He's absolutely useless. And he nearly gave away a penalty, which in other seasons we may have seen given to Sunderland in that case and could have seen them go 2-0 up. Absolutely abhorrent footballer.
Just to confirm a couple of things then. Bruno Fernandes has his 21st assist of the season. It is now officially the most of any player in a single Premier League season. And with Brighton 0, Man United 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0, as things stand in the Premier League, Sunderland have gone up to 7th in the table. As things stand, the real big moves of the day are Sunderland, who are currently in a Europa League spot. Brighton 0, Man United 1, Forest 1, Bournemouth 0. Bournemouth are still 6th, by the way. So they could get 6th and lose today. They are still hoping for a Liverpool goal. Was there a chance there, Lee, for Liverpool?
Yeah, Gravenberch got it, chested it down, just made room for himself on his right foot, and great save from Callagher, just pushed it out for a corner.
Liverpool then got a corner. Mo Salah's going to whip this one in. 38 minutes gone. In swinging corner in front of the Anfield Road, and Queven Kelleher does well to come and punch. He comes out to Curtis Jones on the left-hand side. Good to see him starting. Oh, what happened, Louis, at the Stadium of Light?
Malo Gusto puts a great ball in, and João Pedro just misses a header to put us on level terms with Sunderland. Really good opportunity for Chelsea here. Great in-swinger by Malo Gusto, and Chelsea maybe looking like they could grow into the game, but it was really unfortunate that did not go in the back of the net. A great opportunity.
What players do you think are most going to benefit from working under Xavi Alonso?
I think all of them will, to be honest. They've been stuck with Callum McFarlane and Liam Rosenior for the past 12 months. So, I think at the end of the day, it's very much a case of we're going to be looking at this. The last race is January. They've been stuck with them. But look, realistically, I'd love to see how João Pedro can maybe continue the form that he's had this season. Cole Palmer.
Has he been one of the bright spots this season for you?
Yeah,
I mean, coming from Brighton.
For me, I was really surprised. I'll be honest, I didn't really rate him. I thought, a lot of penalty goals, somebody who I didn't think would really set the world alight for us. I thought it was an odd signing. But, he's come good. 22 goals this season. None of them have been penalties either. Been really, really important. There have been patches where he has been poor. But overall, look, with the season that we've had, 22 goals is nothing to sniff at. And,
that's fair.
I'm really hoping that he can continue that form into next season as well, especially the fact that he is missing out on the World Cup. And, hopefully...
A lot of Chelsea players missing on
a lot. And I think to be honest, it's a benefit to them. And I thought that was another penalty shout. That was very lucky.
Playing football for so long. I mean, since the World Cup, everyone said it at the time, this will have an impact on them. Yeah. You have to take that into consideration, don't you? They've been playing football way longer than anyone else at a decent level in that competition as well.
Yeah, we should have another penalty there. Levi Cole just pushing Brian Brobby in the back.
It's been a few, hasn't it? It's a feisty game. I mean, Sunderland fans must love their team because they get stuck in, don't they?
Yeah.
They're very physical.
Calvert-Lewin has a shot and it's blocked by Mavropanos. Comes back to Calvert-Lewin. If any team has scored on the stadium at the moment, it's going to be Leeds United. West Ham looks so open. They are playing up. There's a shot. I think that came off. I think that came off the post at the behind the goal. Tell tried to curl one into the top corner and it came off an Everton head. No goals then in our 2 games down at the bottom of the table. Brighton had to try and get back in the game at the Amex as a cross that comes into the box. There was a first time shot coming in from the right hand side. Was that Diego Gomez? I think it was. Yeah, it was. And a player of his quality, I think. That first time. Is that Rio Ingamoa? No, Ingamoa. That's Rio. Watching 10 games same time is really fun but really hard. Rio Ingamoa. That is Rio Ingamoa.
Like it was going in.
Yeah, he just cuts in. He cuts in. He cuts in.
Curled it round the far post.
Stop making weird noises, Lee. He cuts in.
Sorry, that's your realm.
Yeah, only I can make weird noises on this show.
When
At its
Liverpool are
best there,
playing.
on that left.
There should be like a show reel when Liverpool play.
No, I make weird noises when anyone scores. I just love the football. He cuts in on that right foot from that left-hand side. Me and on a slot, by the way, pretty much wearing the same t-shirt. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I was going to say. And he bends that shot, doesn't he, Lee? Tries to go far corner, and it just goes over the bar. Can Udogie get a shot away to Gallagher? Left-hand side, outside the box, tries to put it in.
This is another thing, sorry. That
go for it.
Okay, so you, like... Just have a shot, like just try. Like we're trying to kind of walk it into the box. Like what's the point? You've decided to play with Porro/Jed on the wing. Like put some balls into the box where Richarlison can maybe try and get it. Why does it all have to be on the ground? Please.
You think just try and be a little bit? They're trying to be a little bit too clever, Abby.
Well, I don't need to see you walk in the perfect goal. You just need to get the goal somehow. Like, and actually, what we're good at, well, not that we're good at anything, but one of the things we're best at is to kind of do the whole set piece thing. So just kind of let's spam some balls in, because that's where Richarlison might actually get some luck.
Yeah, and one thing
rather than watch Tell dribble it and then lose it inevitably.
Yeah, one thing Richarlison can be good at is he can often be in the right place
at the right time.
Like a good centre forward is supposed to. Lee, can I ask you please on your wonderful laptop of wisdom just to give us the match stats in the City Aston Villa game, because I feel like I haven't seen Aston Villa put one or two passes together yet in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the possession stats aren't crazy, like 60-40.
I'm surprised at that.
But 10 shots on goal for Man City, 0 for Aston Villa. Only 2 on target for City, 2 big chances, scored 1 goal. But yeah, you're right, though. Everything is Man City's side with very little on the Aston Villa side. Aston Villa are done for the season, aren't they?
Sorry, Lee. West Ham have got a corner there. 5 minutes to go until half-time. It is a pathetic corner that doesn't even beat the first man.
Spurs have got one as well.
Really, really poor. Spurs have got a corner kick now against Everton. Both Spurs and West Ham are goalless with a few minutes to go until half-time. I think West Ham, by the way, will be absolutely delighted again at half-time 0-0. I think they've been really poor. It just goes over just as I say that. That's a header there from Tati, crossed in from the right-hand side. He gets his head on it. It felt like it was in the air for an age, and it just looped over the bar. Perhaps maybe West Ham might not want half-time just yet. I think the Leeds, no, it doesn't come off the Leeds defender. Tell, corner, into the box, and Spurs in the post, and Spurs on the lead! They score! Spurs score, it goes in! It's a goal! Abby, it's a goal for Tottenham Hotspur! What a goal! What a moment! Tottenham Hotspur are leading Everton by 1-0. I can't quite see how it's gone in. Nobody cares. Bedlam on the touchlines. Abby Summers, Spurs lead.
Oh, I can't believe that. I thought it came off the bar and that was it. Oh, my God. That relief, honestly. That relief right now. Massive. João Palhinha, he's popped up in some big moments. The one at Wolves. Well, at home and away for Wolves as well. I mean, that is just a huge moment for us. Just before half-time, it usually goes the other way, doesn't it? When the other team tends to score just before half-time. Give them the buzz. All for West Ham to do now. All for them to do. You know, you would like to think at this point Tottenham will be okay. I don't want to go too early. It might not. But I think that first half, Spurs have been good. It's just the lack of effort. Sorry, not the lack of effort, the lack of...
Abby, look at the scenes inside the stadium. You saw the way. Let me just... The corner comes in. There's a header off the post. And then it comes back to João Palhinha. And his shot goes towards goal. I thought it was just cleared off the line by Tieno Barry. I think it ended up going in anyway. Spurs won't care. Palhinha header off the line. He then shoots and it goes in. But you saw the celebrations there. Everyone rushed towards the derby.
The relief.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's about, just having that relief, and just hopefully Tottenham can just see it out for the next 45 plus.
We were talking before the weekend about, you know, I know you make your own luck, but Tottenham have been unfortunate and had lots of situations over the last month, 6 weeks, where they haven't had the run of the green.
Yeah.
At last, one has
finally
off the post.
Yeah.
I think the one over the line probably was over the line anyway. But
I think Palhinha ended up putting it anyway, didn't he?
Yeah.
But look at De Zerbi. De Zerbi is sprinting down the touchline. He's booting everything everywhere. All the Spurs players came together, and I think it's fair to say there are limbs inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What a goal! What a moment! And to be fair, Abby, I think Tottenham Hotspur deserve to be 1-up. United, by the way, 2-up away at Brighton. Brian Mbeumo scored that goal. I've been really impressed with Tottenham's intensity so far. I mean, Everton had maybe a decent first 5 or 10 minutes, but you've had the best chances, and it looks like a Spurs team that knows what's on the line today. And so far, so good, Abby.
Yeah, they've turned up today, which is good. But again, look, as we said, Spurs didn't actually have to win this game. They just had to make sure they don't lose. This is a much more promising position, because being at 0-0, you never trust Spurs. In all honesty, being at 1-0, you don't trust Spurs. But you would like to think that having that, knowing that you could get your third home win of the season, which is better late than never, There's so much on the line. They're awake. The crowd, I have no doubt, have been unbelievable. And things have been stacked against us this season.
How refreshing is that? See the manager celebrate like that, with that passion, that emotion.
That's what you want to see. You want to see your manager. Like, if you're going to keep, if we stay up, it's because of him. It's because of him and the way that he's been since coming in. Under that, idiot Igor Tudor. What a waste of time that was. Complete waste of time. We were going nowhere with that. Ridiculous decision. Going nowhere with Thomas Frank. So we actually have a manager that's got a bit about him and got a bit of passion and you can buy into. And that has transferred onto the players. What?
You've just gone 1-0 up and poor Igor Tudor's getting it.
I don't ever want to. I don't ever want to see Igor Tudor in North London.
No, I don't think he's going to come back.
Also, we were talking about that the Van der Ven foul that you said wasn't even anything. That wasn't even a yellow, by the way.
I said it wasn't a red card.
Yeah, that wasn't even a yellow.
Only because I think the lad is genuinely trying to that is a nasty picture.
That ended up being.
Do you understand my rationale?
Yeah.
He's trying to kick the ball and he's caught.
I mean, to me, at least at the very least, it's a yellow.
Okay.
That ended up being an Everton free kick.
Yeah, obviously VAR can't come back in for a yellow card, can they? I just didn't think it was a red card.
Everton free kick that was given us.
Yeah, again, I don't agree with that. So confirmation then, Spurs leading Everton by 1-0. It's Brighton 0, Man United 2, Brian Mbeumo scored. And the Premier League champions, Arsenal, are winning 1-0 away at Crystal Palace. Gabriel Jesus has scored that goal for them. Arsenal have won 29 games while keeping a clean sheet in all competitions this season. Palace are winners in their last 6 Premier League games. We are not too far, are we, here from the Selhurst Park, are we? It's one train, isn't it, from here. And there were plenty of Arsenal fans. West Ham nearly scored, Lee Phelps. Is that Pablo who has a shot which smashes into the side netting? They're puffing West Ham, Lee. It's not happening for them.
No, it's not. Bit of aggro in the Sunderland-Chelsea game as well. Oh, yeah, it's just... It's scrappy. Leeds had a good chance to score at the other end as well, by the way. But yeah, West Ham... You wonder now, obviously, that the word will have got through to that stadium and then obviously get them in at half-time. But like, there's a massive uphill task for them now to go and win this game. They're 40-1 on, 1-40 to go down now. West Ham, Tottenham at 16-1 to go down. So it's obviously they need to win. Tottenham need to lose. There's a big turnaround needed for West Ham to stay in this division now. And they don't look like breaking through Leeds, to be honest with you. But they know what they've got to do. 45 minutes to save your season. At least all you should do if you're West Ham is do your job, beat Leeds United. But yeah, Sunderland still leading 1-0 against Chelsea. Have come back into it in the last 10 minutes or so. They are so physically dominant though, Sunderland, aren't they? They do not mess it out.
Well, I think the one thing that we have been attacking is their left-hand side. I think Malo Gusto and Pedro Neto have had some joy down there, and that's where the aggro is all coming from. So maybe they'll keep attacking that side, but I do think that's where Chelsea maybe get a goal back in the game, but it's not looking particularly promising.
I mean, it's, again, Sunderland with that victory are 7th in the table. I mean, both Bournemouth and Brighton losing, and they've both got tricky games. Obviously, Bournemouth away to a Forest team who domestically be in good form. Obviously, Brighton not easy against Man United at home. I mean, Bournemouth are still 6th in the table. City doing their job in terms of beating Aston Villa, but Liverpool needing to beat Brentford. So we've got half times then coming into us then in the Premier League. Here's where we are at. Brighton 0, Manchester United 2. Bruno Fernandes with an assist today. 21 assists in the Premier League, more than anybody else in history. Wolves, as things stand, not bottom of the table. They're beating Burnley by goals nil. The Premier League champions, Arsenal, are leading 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Fulham 1, Newcastle 0. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Man City 1, Aston Villa 0. An early Antoine Semenyo goal for Man City. Forest are leading Bournemouth by 1-0. Sunderland 1, Chelsea 0. Sunderland, as things stand, Europa League football. Spurs 1, Everton 0, and it's West Ham 0, Leeds 0. West Ham 0, Leeds 0 was half-time. We're just waiting for half-time officially in the Spurs-Everton game.
The Liverpool, the only thing that's not going the way we thought it might is Liverpool to beat Brentford. I mean, they've had 13 shots, only 3 on target. One big chance. So their XG is 0.8, but Brentford's XG is 0.6. They've only had 2 shots, but 1 on target. So that's the thing with Brentford. If you don't get a goal against them, they're always likely to sting you. But I think Liverpool should be, they're odds-on favourites to win that game. So as it stands at the minute, if Liverpool were to beat Brentford, Bournemouth would get Champions League football. Brentford, so yeah.
Yeah, also, it's with Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea at the moment not in Conference League, not in European football at all. Even a point for them at the moment would be enough to get them into 8th place. They'd go above Brighton into 7th place. They'd go above Brighton and Sunderland. Obviously, they take 2 points off Sunderland and Brighton are currently losing. There's so many different things happening.
I wouldn't be disappointed if I was Alonso, though, with that. Would you?
I think Xavi Alonso, from a footballing point of view, I don't think he would. I don't think Xavi, again, the Conference League is a competition that is not there for teams like Chelsea to win. It's not going to it's not going to benefit it. What about Europa League? If they get 7th in Europa League, do you think that would change?
I would rather have a season where I can get this team ready and then play one game a week, apart from domestic cup games.
Yeah.
Let's take a breather, shall we? As things stand, so far so good for Spurs. They're winning their game by goals. West Ham not winning. Tottenham Hotspur, well, so far so good. talkSPORT Goals is back in a couple of minutes' time. Good afternoon and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing 18+. The Gambler.org terms and conditions, they do apply. Sam Ellard, Lee Phelps, Abby Summers, Louis Benavente down at the bottom of the table. Tottenham Hotspur are winning, West Ham are drawing. Spurs starting the afternoon 2 clear of West Ham. They need to lose, West Ham need to win. Well, neither's happening for West Ham. They're drawing, and Tottenham Hotspur are winning a goal right before half-time. In terms of the race for European football, there has been plenty of movement. Villa are still 4th, Liverpool are still 5th. Villa are losing, Liverpool are drawing. Bournemouth are 6th despite losing against Forest, but Sunderland have jumped up from 10th all the way into 7th place. At the moment, Sunderland are Europa League. Brighton have gone down to 8th. They would be Conference League. Brentford in 9th. Chelsea in 10th would be nothing at the moment. Sunderland 1, Chelsea 0. Both Bournemouth and Brighton are losing their games. So Sunderland, as things stand, are 7th. That would be Europa League football. Lee, half-time odds, please?
Yeah, just looking at the relegation odds. I said it just before the break there. But West Ham are now a very, very short price to go down. 40-1 on to go down into the Championship. And if we're being honest, they haven't really matched Tottenham over recent weeks, have they? And if it stays like this, 38 points, a point a game will have been enough to stay in the Premier League. Obviously 37 with goal difference as well. So Tottenham on 41 points at the minute. But in terms of the games, Man United are now 4-1 on to win that. Brighton at home, they've been really good, but just seem to have, I don't know, maybe tailed off a little bit towards the end of the season. You mentioned the
McTominay today as well. Lee.
Yeah, battle of the bottom. Burnley losing 1-0 at home, the worst home team in the division, especially with today's scores as they are at the minute. And so Wolves 4-9 to win that. Arsenal 1-4 to win the game at Palace. I don't mind Palace getting back into that. 15-4 the price for the draw. We haven't even spoken about Fulham, Newcastle. Probably don't need to. Brentford, Liverpool now 3-4, so they're a bigger price now than when they started. But if they carry on the way they are, it's only a matter of time before they score. Surely Liverpool to win at home 3-4. Don't mind that. City a very short price to win at home against Aston Villa. I think they get more goals in the second half, though. I think that could finish 2 or 3-0. I think Bournemouth come back into the game at Forest. 12-5 the draw. They don't need to as it stands at the minute, but I think the draw there for Bournemouth. Hard to see them not scoring a goal. They've got so much capability. Sunderland, Chelsea. I can see what Louis means. Probably see Chelsea
hasn't it?
Yeah, I can see them getting back into that Chelsea, but I think Sunderland still win. I fancied them before the game, so I wouldn't go against it now. And I go back to what I said before. I don't see Tottenham or West Ham winning. I think Everton get a goal. I think they both finish draws. Tottenham stay up.
Abby, what do you make of Tottenham's first half performance?
Probably up there with one of our best of the season, I would actually say. Thought we've played quite well. We've surprisingly looked quite calm, actually, as well, at times, which I think is what's really been needed today. I was worried about pressure and how the pressure would get to them, but they seem to have had quite cool heads. Maybe not so much in front of goal. There's a few chances that I think they took quite quickly. Just maybe that was where the nerves were. But defensively, they've been all right. Looked up for it, looked hungry for it. It's the least they could do, really. And João Palhinha popping up at the right place at the right time, and it's given a little bit of relief. I mean, you would hope at this point Spurs can see it out, But
I think Everton have been pretty pathetic, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like a team that, it's cliche. They look like they're on the beach themselves. I mean, they've been in awful form, and they've offered nothing going forward, have they?
No, they haven't. But I think that things can change.
Of course.
And this is also, let's be honest, there's no harder place for Tottenham to go than
The Tottenham Hotspur. Tough place to go and get a result,
very
isn't it?
difficult place.
I tell you where is a tough place, Abby, to go and get a result.
Yeah.
The Stadium of Light. Isn't that right, Louis?
Right, it is.
How are you feeling, mate, in that corner over there? I'm making it's all about Abby's stress. I mean, you look more stressed than Abby today, pal.
I'm just enjoying watching everything unfold. If very honest, it's been a
never
pleasure being
understand
here.
this level of stress.
You're really happy to be here, aren't you?
I am. I'm
having a great afternoon.
Whenever Jamie sends me a text, I'm always like, "Yep, I'm there. I love being here, and this is a great day for football." However, from a Chelsea perspective, it's just the same story as it has been for the entire season. I look at it and it's just completely just null and void of anything. I look at it and I don't really see. I mean, Lee said he can just get into it. We've only had one shot on goal. It's been actually anywhere near anything materialising. So, I don't see this Chelsea side really delivering anything and showing any substance. If I'm Xabi Alonso, I mean, it says that your work starts July 1st. I'm pretty sure he's already started working because there is a lot that needs to be done at Stamford Bridge.
A lot to come then in the next 45 minutes. Also, as well, Bruno Fernandes has done it. The Man United captain has broken the record for the most Premier League assists in a single campaign. His corner was turned in from close range by Patrick Dorgu. He takes the record from Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. It was 20 for all three. Bruno Fernandes now has 21 assists. We take a quick break on talkSPORT Goals. When we come back, second half action in the Premier League.
Things though with Villa, right? Unai Emery is the man. He is like he has full control over everything. Transfers, youth club. There's no one telling him what to do. And there's been rumours about him going to Madrid. Can you imagine him going to Madrid, mate? If he's going to bench Mbappe to play someone else, mate, he'd get ousted straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the perfect fit. It's the perfect club. It's the perfect.
I know, but you're still Aston Villa, though.
What do you mean, Fundy?
Well, you mentioned Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Who's the bigger team?
What do you mean?
Cundy, come on, mate.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. Are you sorry? Have you taken stupid pills?
I don't know what.
No, sorry. Are we? Sorry.
Were you trying to say Aston Villa bigger than Real Madrid?
No, of course not, mate. Of course not.
What are you trying to say? I don't know what you're saying. Explain yourself.
No, hold on. He's saying he wouldn't go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, because he's not. In control.
Sorry, unless I've got you wrong, Dave.
Yeah, because he's not in control.
It's Real Madrid. What's wrong with you lot? Are you joking me?
Are you joking? Listen to me, right? Hang on, Cundy,
David. Listen to me. Are you saying to me he'd turn down Real Madrid?
As a manager? Right, so...
No, Pitman. What do you think I'm talking about?
Cundy, listen to me, right? He could go to Madrid, right? And
Dave, think about what you're going to say before you say it, okay?
Cundy, mate, you're
time to think about it, okay?
You are.
He's annoying me.
Take it away.
Dave, he's annoying me.
Yeah, mate, your canister is way bigger than your brain, mate. I swear down.
Say it then, Dave. Say it. So here's the situation. I'm going to throw it to you. Do you want the job? Unai, do you want the job?
It's career suicide, Cundy. It's career suicide. If you went to Real Madrid, right, you have 6 months, he'd oust Mbappe, he'd get ousted by the fans, and then he'd be done. Right? At Villa, I'll tell you what, he could play bloody Tyrone Mings at striker, and I'd still trust the process. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying he's going to say no to Real Madrid?
Yes. Cundy, give Red a ball, mate. You're Chelsea. Where are you? 9th?
I tend to agree with you.
I don't know what to say today.
No, I get the whole. I get Jace. I get your whole argument. No,
I don't know what to say today.
Well, shut up a minute.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It is 18 plus. GambleAware.org. Terms, conditions, they do apply. It's Sam Ellard, Lee Phelps, Abby Summers, and Louis Benavente with you live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs on the final day of football in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur started the day on 38 points. West Ham had 36 points. There was just one thing that can happen today for West Ham to get relegated and for West Ham to stay up and Spurs to get relegated. That was Tottenham Hotspur to lose at home to Everton and West Ham to win. At the moment, none of that is happening. Spurs are leading Everton by a goal to nil. Jean Pellegrini is scoring for Spurs right before half-time. Everton winless in their last 6 Premier League games and not playing particularly well. Tottenham themselves winless in 10 Premier League home games. It is their second longest run in their league history at home after a 14-game streak back in 1993. So Spurs 1, Everton 0, West Ham 0, Leeds 0. We need 2 Everton goals and a West Ham goal for there to be a change down at the bottom of the table. In terms of European football, Man City are beating Everton. Liverpool are drawing at home to Brentford. So for Liverpool to go above Villa and have Villa down to 5th, which opens up 6th place for Champions League football, Liverpool would need to score. At the moment, Liverpool 0, Brentford 0, Man City 1, Aston Villa 0. The day started with Bournemouth and Brighton in 6th and 7th respectively. Both those sides are losing today. Bournemouth are losing 1-0 away at Nottingham Forest. Brighton are losing at home to Manchester United. Chelsea started in 8th, but Sunderland down in 10th are beating Chelsea by a goal to nil. So as things stand, it's Sunderland in 7th place in the table, which would be Europa League football. So Liverpool 5th, Bournemouth 6th, Sunderland 7th. That's Bournemouth and Sunderland, Europa League football. Brighton at the moment have Conference League football. Again, if Liverpool score, they go above Aston Villa. That means 6th place Champions League. So there is lots happening there in those European places. Yakuba Minter is yet to come on for Brighton. We are just getting underway then in our second halves in the Premier League games. Louis, your game is underway. And Sunderland could be in.
My
It's
God,
Robbie, the
you're
flag.
kidding me.
Oh.
And the flag stayed down. The Chelsea players were appealing for offside. It was Brian Brobby who went through.
You played
And,
to the whistle. That's schoolboy.
Yeah, and Sanchez stuck out a big right foot and makes a decent save. But that is not a good start there for Chelsea. Sunderland with a big moment early on in the second half.
Talk about wake-up calls. That was just absolutely awful defending by Chelsea. Completely stopping. Again, something that happens consistently this season. Whether that be lack of experience or not, you cannot be playing at this level and just stopping when your player goes through.
He's miles on side. Gusto is 3 yards deeper than everybody else. His schoolboy defending is ridiculous.
You literally stand and then they're all moaning about it. Like it just does my head in where it's such simple things where they just keep getting it wrong. Gusto is doing really well going forward, but defensively, poor. I don't understand how we keep making these mistakes, especially players who, when we talk about growing into the games, growing into Chelsea, when they came in, they're going to be those players that are going to grow the team. Gusto's got no better in 3 years, and the same can be said about a lot of these players. The quality is absolutely mental, and the fact that we're looking at no European football, granted, we discussed how maybe it's a benefit for Xabi Alonso, but for Chelsea financially, and for Chelsea the position they're in,
Look how open
this
Chelsea
is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Sunderland coming forward once again, and this time Levi Colwell makes a tackle. But Chelsea, every time we look down at that bottom right-hand screen, it looks like it's Sunderland who have got so much space to run into. Who's playing in midfield today for Chelsea? In that midfield
It is Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo. That's probably why.
Okay, yeah, he normally plays another one alongside.
Well, it'd be like
Caicedo, and Enzo
Andre
Fernandez.
Santos. It could be Dario Sugo, whoever it would be. But realistically,
Aston Villa have equalised at the Etihad Stadium, and the man who is going to the World Cup is Ollie Watkins. And what a couple of days for Aston Villa, and what a couple of weeks has been for Ollie Watkins. I mean, it's important to forget he was left out of a big March England squad. He's had a really, really tough season. I thought he'd looked a bit unfit. But since being left out in March, he's had a really, really good couple of weeks, scoring lots of goals. He will go to the World Cup. A corner comes in, and like all good centre-forwards should be, he's in the right place at the right time, and Ollie Watkins scores from close range. Louis, is he a centre-forward? Do you think he was... bless you.
Sorry.
Do you think he was always going to... I thought he was always going to be Thomas Tuchel's second-choice striker.
well, he had patches where he was looking quite poor. At the beginning of the season, he wasn't quite there. So I thought maybe there could be players that could play ahead of him. But like we said, he's now one of the highest-scoring English players in the league. It makes sense. And then he's continued to show why he should be in the squad. Yeah. Good goal, good finish. You need it from a centre-forward. And if I want someone who's going to back up Harry Kane, should something happen, Ollie Watkins isn't a bad
I
choice.
think he didn't. Did he not score for like the first 5 games or something like that?
Villa did score for the first 5 games, wasn't
but
it?
no, he's. I think he's.
I like his celebration, actually.
Yeah.
I think he must.
Oh, they're checking a possible handball here.
He's a good understudy.
If this stands, it's 12 in 16. I think he's got in his last
Very
12
good.
in his last 16 in all comps. I think he was doing.
Goal stands.
He was doing. I think the celebration was like he had the ball and
the trophy.
The trophy.
Yeah. Some of those goals in.
Did they win
in
a
their
trophy
games.
recently?
Yeah, they won a European trophy, mate.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
It was
Let
quite
have their moment.
Quite good. And of course, just to clarify,
Freiburg were pretty poor, by the way.
They were horrendous.
this wouldn't be good news for Bournemouth in 6th place, looking for that Champions League spot. They need Liverpool to finish above Villa, which means Villa losing, Liverpool winning. At the moment, both those games are drawing. Man City 1, Aston Villa 1. Liverpool coming forward, Liverpool and Brentford.
Right, go Liverpool. This is the best I've seen Liverpool play for quite a while. They're on it. They're trying to push forward. Is that the third?
Yeah,
goal for
Bruno
Manchester United?
Fernandes. Brighton 0, Man United 3. What an half who's turning out to be for Man United. Bruno Fernandes has broken the assist record, and this time he scored a goal for Manchester United. And credit where credit's due to Michael Carrick. He's got the
Pulled out, maybe.
Oh, but there has been another goal at the Stadium of Light.
Oh my God!
Louis, you know what? You cannot, Louis. You can't take your eyes off anything here because you're going to miss something. Bruno Fernandes.
They've broken the hoardings. What is going on?
That's unreal.
Sunderland, as things stand, are Europa League. From League One to the Championship, from Championship to the Premier League. No wonder the hoarding's been broken. Stay safe, everybody. Sunderland are Europa League, and Louis Benevente, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 0, and those fans are enjoying themselves.
That's a pitch invasion, so that's an automatic ban, and we've got 3 points. Thank you very much. No, that is.
Can I just, sorry, just something that's going on in my game. Why is it that the rest
Oh, no, not one of these.
Technical issue. Why have you not checked that at half
Now
time?
this means that the games don't finish at the same time.
What was that defending?
Yeah,
Good defending.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Gusto.
It's Enzo Lefebvre who gets the ball and puts the ball across goal. Brian Bobby,
Malo Gusto.
Brian Bobby is a couple of yards out, and he actually should score, and he actually scuffs his shot really badly, and then Malo Gusto just can't sort his feet out, and it ends up coming off him and goes in. Bruno Fernandes' goal stands, by the way. It is Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. Bruno Fernandes with the assist. Bruno Fernandes with the goal. Arsenal have doubled their lead at Selhurst Park. There was Palace 0, Arsenal 2, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 0, and Malo Gusto own goal. Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. Michael Carrick has the best points per game average of any manager in the Premier League this season. Played 16, won 11. It is the best by any Manchester United manager in the league season since Alex Ferguson's final campaign in 2012-2013. What a job he has done. This is really frustrating because we are still waiting the game to start at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The referee is having technical difficulties and he's trying to sort out his wire, Abby. What's going on?
Literally, what
Can you
just
give us an
said.
update, please?
No, they're still the same thing. They're trying to sort out the wire. But
Are we
why
getting
have
any
you not-
closer?
I don't think so. Why have they not done that at half time?
Well, I'm guessing. I'm guessing they probably went out there.
What can go wrong?
Well, some sort of technical difficulty, Abby. It can happen, can't it? I mean, it's not great. It's frustrating. But yeah, some technical... it's another Sunderland
This
shot
is
there.
what am I watching, man?
Tell us, what are you watching?
Do you know what? I think can we change the screen to I don't know. Has anyone got anything decent to watch on Netflix at the minute?
It's Delhi Capitals v Kolkata in the IPL.
Hell, there is that. We could just switch it over to that. I mean, look, Gusto again. He's completely useless.
Do you know what? Can you do me a favour? And I'm going to come back to you in 90 seconds. Can you compile a list of the players you would like to keep at Chelsea Football Club next season?
Yeah, no worries.
And I'm going to ask you to keep it realistic-ish.
Do you want this tiny bit of paper?
hang on.
So you can't say 3 names because that's not going to be realistic, all right? So there might have to be a few that you're going to have to keep. It's going to be realistic. Brighton 0, Man United 3. Bruno Fernandes scoring on 48 minutes. Noni Madueke scoring the goal for Arsenal away at Crystal Palace. They will be lifting the trophy later. And by the way, just to clarify, Abby Summers will be doing the commentary on the trophy lift when it happens live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel in about an hour's time. So get ready for that. Ollie Watkins has equal. Well, you are going to do it because the camera's going to be on you. And don't be salty about it. You've got to give credit.
I've given credit this week. I'm done
Man
with the
City
credit.
1, Aston Villa 1, Ollie Watkins scoring on 47 minutes. And Man United, Lee, have just missed another 1-1. I think that's Patrick Dorgu who goes through. What on earth are Brighton doing? They've been all over the place in the first 50 minutes.
Yeah, really just gone. I've obviously been watching this Man City Villa game, and this is just so typical of Man City's season. Dominating a team and just not putting them away. And you look at where their title tilt failed in the end, and that was not... Title tilt.
Oh, sorry.
Failed in the end, and that was not not beating Everton, not being able to go to Bournemouth and get the job done at home to Aston Villa on Pep's final day.
Yeah, I know.
Suddenly, there's a free kick for Aston Villa outside the area, and if this goes in, then it's all hands to the pump trying to get a result.
And also a free kick here, Lee, for Leeds.
Leeds have started the
really
They started the second half really well, Sam.
Dangerous position.
Should have scored earlier on.
That's about 25 yards out. Free kick, and it goes straight into the wall. Comes back to the free kick taker. Is that Tanaka? and he scuffs his effort, and it goes wide. Now it was Brennan Aronson. That was a really, really poor free kick. So that is going to remain West Ham 0, Leeds 0. We are finally back underway in the second half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is Spurs 1, Everton 0. And yeah, you're right, Lee. This kind of game at the Etihad almost kind of sums up Man City this season, dominating, but not putting teams away. I missed it, by the way. I'm reliably informed by the people of social media that right before half-time, Alisson made a contender of save of the season.
Amazing. Yeah, I did see it. There was something else going on. Brilliant save. Yeah. I was going to mention it, but I think there was something else going on in one of the more
I think Spurs scored that,
relegation games. Yeah, unbelievable. I didn't know if it was save of the season, but I saw it and it was a brilliant save.
Good to have him back. By the way, again, we I don't know if Sunderland are getting enough love this season. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 0. Louis Benevente asked you a minute and a half ago for players you think should be at Chelsea next season. I did ask you to keep it realistic-ish. Don't just give me 2 names because that's not realistic. Over to you.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm currently still working through the list.
Oh, okay.
Because we're really struggling with that.
Are you not good at working under pressure?
I'm good at working under pressure, but I've got some names for you. I can probably go through it straight away. I mean, I'll keep Cucurella, keep Cole, keep Sarr, keep Hato, keep Trev, keep Reese, keep Achimpong, keep Enzo, obviously keep Cole Palmer, Dario Sugo, Santos, Caicedo. Then I am struggling.
Well, hold that thought because I'll tell everyone that Bournemouth are back on level terms against Nottingham Forest. Tavernier, the goal scorer. It is Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1. There was half a chance there for West Ham as well. Somerville getting in down the left-hand side, carrying the ball into the box. He really should have passed. He takes the shot on against his former side, and it is cleared away to the back post. And a shot from a tight angle just goes over. That remains West Ham 0, Leeds 0. But Tavernier for Bournemouth has made Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth was 6th anyway in the Premier League because Brighton are losing. So they remain 6th with this point. But Lee, some joy for Bournemouth as that True Fair who goes in down the left-hand side. He's had a great season, by the way. Keeps the ball in. It goes back to Tavernier. First-time shot. Beats the goalkeeper. Lovely finish. Forest 1, Bournemouth 1.
Yeah. Elsewhere, in that battle to finish in 6th place.
And Cole Palmer. You said, Lee, you should put a bet on the 3 England players. You've been writing your list. Chelsea have just scored, by the way. I'm guessing that Cole Palmer's someone that you want at the football club next season. He's just pulled a goal back for Chelsea. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. And after 55 minutes, Chelsea have got something to cling on to with 35 minutes to go. Neto's got the ball on the right-hand side. He takes his time. He cuts in on his left foot. Cole Palmer with a shot from distance. And oh no, the goalkeeper Roofs, who's had a really, really good season, gets down to his left-hand side. I don't think Palmer hits that too sweetly. Roofs does get 2 hands on it and ends up pushing it in the goal. But you know what I like there? A player shooting from distance,
absolutely.
Asking questions of the goalkeeper. He hits it low, to be fair, a bit of pace on it, and it gives the keeper something to do, and Chelsea get the goal.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's something which we've all missed. I mean, Chelsea really don't like shooting at all from outside the box. Cole Palmer taking the game for himself there and going, do you know what? I'm going to have a go. And he's reaped the rewards for it. So Chelsea now back in the game. I hope we can go and do a little bit more here, but I'm not really hopeful.
If you do get one more goal, by the way, you'll go from 10th all the way up to 7th.
Dizzying heights.
Which is?
Europa League?
Yeah, that is the Europa League. Come on, pal. You should know that right now. So again, Chelsea 10th and losing. 1 point takes them above Brentford and Brighton. They'd be on the same points as them, but would have a better goal difference. And then obviously Sunderland will drop their 2 points who are winning. So again, a goal for Chelsea here. They don't just get Conference League football, they get Europa League football, Louis.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that would be... I could deal with Europa League. I don't mind a few trips away there. Maybe it's
Europa League. I mean, I think Europa League. Come on, you take Europa League.
Listen, when you've won it all, Sam, you know, sometimes you've got to decide. If you can pick and choose, it's a great opportunity. But you know, look, realistically, Europa League is obviously a far better competition than the Conference League, and I think realistically, over the next couple of years, it could be Chelsea's route into the Champions League because they're so far off the pace in that top 4-5 race.
Abby, very early stages at Spurs. How's the second half going?
No, there hasn't really been much in it, to be honest. Just a free kick for Everton now, but we haven't really done anything. We had a corner. That's about it, really.
Lee, what's catching your eye?
Cherky's just about to come on for Manchester City. Gave his manager a big high five as Semenyo comes off, the goal scorer there today. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Liverpool, I said to you, like, it feels like the best performance I've seen from Liverpool for a while. I don't know what it is about them. They look more energetic, but they're kind of like a bit like headless chickens. There's not a lot of end product to what they're doing. They're just kind of like, they're running around and trying. It's almost like heavy metal football without any end product whatsoever. So everyone's bang up for it. but they don't seem to be able to. Oh, nearly a chance for Brentford there as well. So like there's no real end product.
That's a nice. Sorry to cut you off, Lee. Bernardo Silva's got tears in his eyes. Bernardo Silva is leaving the pitch for Man City, and he's going to be leaving the pitch, the Man City player, for the final time. He's being mobbed by his teammates, and Liverpool score, and it's a Mo Salah assist. Curtis Jones with the goal. Mo Salah getting through down the right-hand side. He plays a brilliant ball across the face of goal, outside of his left boot. Curtis Jones scores. Liverpool 1, Brentford 0. Pep Guardiola's got tears in his eyes. Bernardo Silva's got tears in his eyes. Louis...
Sam's got tears in his eyes.
No, but look, listen, Louis, whether you like City or not, whether you like Bernardo Silva or not, a fighter, a warrior,
Absolutely.
and at his best, he's been one of the better consistent players in the Premier League over a long, long period of time.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
And what do you make of this?
Nice.
He's getting a guard of honour as he goes off. Do you remember when John Terry got one during the Chelsea-Sunderland game? He's getting a guard of honour from everybody as he leaves the pitch, including the Villa players. A nice moment here at the Etihad Stadium.
That's really nice. Really nice. That touched me,
He's a
actually.
great player. He's been a great player in the Premier League.
Hardly ever injured, played in all sorts of different positions. I mean, Pep said he was almost like his most difficult one because he couldn't leave him out, could he?
Pep loves him, doesn't he?
Loves him.
Pep loves him.
There's the hug between the manager and the both leaving this club at the end of the season.
How will Bernardo Silva be remembered in the Premier League?
I think he'll be one of those players that's remembered. I think almost like a similar vein to like an Aspilicueta. Those sort of 7 out of 10 players every single week you can rely on. That will deliver, but it will give you special moments. But no, that's not very
Sam
harsh.
was hoping for.
Maybe on Aspilicueta as well. I think he's
Sam was
better.
hoping for a lot
No, but
longer.
I'm not saying. I'm not,
Seven,
I'm not,
I think so,
No,
yeah.
hang on. No, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No,
The guy's crying, mate. You're slagging him off.
I'm saying he's reliable.
So insensitive sometimes, you know that? You are not invited to the pub at 6:30, by the way.
You've never had that before anyway.
Pep
so.
is like so endless. Like there's just so many amazing memes that come out.
What's your favourite? Yeah, there is.
There's
yeah,
so
do you know
many.
what? What's your favourite pet meme?
There's going to be one from this because as he was walking off, he's just standing there, just, and that will be a new meme. I think my favourite is we cannot replace him.
Oh yeah,
We cannot replace him.
Abby, I'm going to cut you off, by the way. It's all about Salah and Robertson for Liverpool at Anfield. There's another Liverpool legend who's back at Anfield today who never got a send-off because we didn't know he was leaving. That's Jordan Henderson, who is in the same category as your Salahs and Robertsons. A genuinely... Steven Gerrard will go down as one of the greatest captains in football, okay? To take over the Liverpool captaincy of Steven Gerrard is not an easy task. Now, obviously, clearly, Jordan Henderson is not as good as football as Steven Gerrard. But two things. He was a much better footballer than people gave him credit for. And as a leader, that man there, Jordan Henderson, for the best part of a decade, give or take, he was the perfect captain we could have had post Steven Gerrard for leadership, for the way he ran the dressing room, controlled the team. A true Liverpool legend. He lifted every single trophy as a Liverpool player.
Chelsea red card. Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock.
I was quite enjoying my Jordan Henderson love in there, but I've been rudely interrupted by who, Louis Beneventi?
Chelsea have had a player sent off. I was enjoying the Jordan Henderson love.
I know, I might come back to it later, Pat.
But this is just ridiculous. It looks like Levi Colwell's been shown a red card.
What for?
A red card challenge. We were talking about Jordan Henderson, so we were going through. There's too much going on! But he has gone off the pitch. A bad end to the season for Chelsea. Just an absolutely... Chelsea player being sent off, losing in ridiculous fashion, being absolutely poor and really ill-disciplined with players that are too young to do certain things. Now arguing with the referee about that, something which is probably going to be proven to be a really simple red card. Here we go. It comes here. Cleared away by Cucurella, picked up, comes back. He's last man. That's what he's just pulled him down.
Is he last man? Is it
last man
covering?
He looks like he's the last man there.
I think that's...
Hang on, he sent the wrong player.
Yeah, which one are you going to send off? I think Fofana has more of a tug than Colwell. So the centre forward gets in front of Colwell and Fofana. They're both kind of on him.
And Fofana's one that pushes him to the...
Yeah, I just wondered whether it's Fofana.
It's Fofana, not Colwell.
It was Fofana.
Okay.
Yeah, Colwell has kind of gone off, hasn't he?
Yeah, this is...
By the way,
He's already been booked for Fofana. Be second yellow.
Second yellow card. Okay.
I will drive that man to the airport. In fact, I won't even drive him. I won't get him a cab. He can get a line bike. I don't care if it doesn't go into that distance. He is absolutely useless.
Is he on
17 million.
Is he on your list?
I've got on my list. I've got Sell drive to the airport. I've got that with him and Garnacho. Send them to the airport now.
Aston Villa are leading Man City by 2-1. The Ollie Watkins goal stands. Bournemouth Bournemouth are not going to get Champions League. Stand. By the way, credit to Aston Villa, who literally 4 days ago won a European trophy. They've come from 1-0 down. Ollie Watkins, that now 13 goals in 17 games. The offside flag went up, but he was onside. He went through wonderful. He's being lifted in the air by his Aston Villa teammates. What a couple of months he's had since being left out of that England squad in the March internationals. He was just onside, timed his run to perfection. Aston Villa are leading Manchester City by 2-1 in the Premier League.
Oh my God!
And Sunderland should score. How's it not gone in? Caught free kick came in towards the back post, headed back across goal. I think Diarra was closest to putting the ball in the back of the net, and somehow he doesn't put the ball. By the way, the Ollie Watkins finish is absolutely wonderful. He sells Sean Stones the dummy back to the airport, cuts in on his right foot. Wonderful goal. Lovely finish from Ollie Watkins. Louis, how's that not 3-1 Sunderland?
You tell me. That is, I can't believe that's not gone in. That was, again, Chelsea defending set pieces, incredibly poor yet again. Trevor Chalobah coming on to shore up the defence for where Wesley Fofana has been ill-disciplined yet again. How that goal did not go in.
Brentford have equalised against Liverpool. A cross comes in from the right-hand side. Diving header beats Alisson. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. And Brentford are back in the game at Anfield moments after Liverpool took the lead. Back to you, Louis. Sharda with the goal.
Well, here we go. We've got a corner here for Sunderland. Looks like Chelsea players managed to defend it from that previous set piece. I don't think they're going to do it again somehow. This is just... It's been an absolutely torrid season when it comes to most things at Chelsea, but defending set piece has been a big thing. We've got a set piece coach, apparently. Guy from Brentford, supposed to be quite good. Don't know. I haven't seen it personally. I think it's been absolutely shocking. Chelsea... okay, that was interesting.
Oh, do you know what? They've just worked a free kick short, Sunderland, and they work it really nicely down the right-hand side. And the referee has then blown the whistle because he wants to do that thing where he starts having a conversation with everyone. But Sunderland literally worked the corner brilliantly. Anyway, that corner's still yet to officially been taken. Still Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Lee.
Yeah, chance for City to draw level with Aston Villa. I think that it was Foden as well.
Your three goal scorers going to come in.
I mean, it's a great cross.
Oh, he should score.
Yeah, probably should just get there. Chelsea, I think that's their 10th red card of the season and the 8th in the Premier League. One job that Alonso's got to do is improve. They're the worst disciplined team in the Premier League. I mean, 8 red cards in a season is unreal.
Toddlers. Don't sign toddlers. Mate. You need to actually have players who know what they're doing and know how to deal with situations. I don't understand why it's taken people who apparently worked in football for decades to understand that. A Sunday league coach could tell you that. This is embarrassing to watch. Absolutely embarrassing.
I've seen so many games this season where I know this isn't one of them, where Chelsea have lost a player early on in a game. Remember the Man United game early in the season? Arsenal. So there's so many where they've been let down by ill discipline this season. And it's no surprise. I know the conspiracy theorists would say, well, Arsenal have got the best discipline record because
I wonder why that is,
etc. But also the best teams tend to have the best discipline records because they're organised as well as everything else.
Yeah,
they're not trying to give. Yeah, I get it. You know, maybe it's a bit too far, but I bet if you look back in history of the Premier League champions, I bet they're at the lower end of the discipline table, or the higher end, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's no surprise to see that Tottenham are down at the bottom of that table as well.
Just to clarify the European race at the moment, as things stand, Abby, we'll come back to you in a second. As things stand, Bournemouth 6th, Sunderland 7th. That will be Europa League. Brighton in 8th. Would be Conference League. That Brentford goal is big as well, Lee, because Brentford are they're level on points now with Brighton. So a Brentford goal at Brighton would take them above Brighton into 8th, which is Conference League. So it's a possibility, Lee, here. I mean, Brentford could easily go on and win this game at Anfield. Yeah. But Brighton might not get European football of any sort next season.
Yeah, that'd be mad, wouldn't it? And I was just looking at the goal difference as well. I mean, I don't think they're going to concede many more, but they've currently got a 3-goal advantage over Brentford. I mean, they're not going to lose 6-0 here against Man United.
Who's that? Brighton.
But Man United
I see.
Man United are trying. Every time you look at that game, and we've taken our eyes off it a little bit because they're getting beat 3-0. But Man United are the only ones attacking. So you don't want to be conceding too many goals in that one. Otherwise, a draw would do Brentford.
Yeah, it's a very, very un-Brighton kind of performance, isn't it? You don't often see them getting their backsides hands to them in a game like this. Let me just try and run through. Can I run through 10 scores without a goal going in and being erupted? Probably not. That's the fun day of the Premier League season. Brighton 0, Man United 3. Burnley have equalised against Wolves, by the way, which I didn't tell you about. Zian Fleming scoring that goal. Arsenal were 2 up away at Crystal Palace. Fulham is still leading Newcastle by a goal to 0. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. Kevin Schade with a really good header for Brentford midway through that second half. Salah and Robertson are still on the pitch, by the way. City 1, Villa 2. Forest 1, Bournemouth 1. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea are down to 10 men, and just confirmation that Fofana red card was for 2 yellow cards, which I think made sense because I don't think that he or Colwill were the last man. Spurs 1, Everton 0. That game's a bit further behind every game because the referee sorted out the wiring, and it's West Ham 0, Leeds 0. And congratulations to Bolton, by the way. Bolton beating Stockport County 4-1 in the League One playoff final. They are Championship, and good to see Bolton, big football club, back in the second tier of English football. Louis, you are shaking your head vigorously, I would say.
Enzo Fernandez with another really stupid, rash decision, just pulling a player to the ground. We're trying to stay in the game. We're down to 10 men. He's doing something.
Oh, West Ham do score! West Ham score against Leeds. It's West Ham 1, Leeds 0. And well, West Ham are taking care of what they can do. That's what they can do today. They haven't been particularly good, but after 66 minutes, it is Castellanos who has scored from a corner. 66 minutes gone. It's West Ham 1, Leeds 0. Corner comes in. He's not a big man. He won't care. He gets his head on it. West Ham 1, Leeds 0. And hey, it gives West Ham some hope, doesn't it? They're still going to need 2 Everton goals, but all West Ham could do today was control themselves, and it's quite a good header, isn't it? And immediately now, Abby, the camera at the Spurs game pans to fans just checking their phones.
Well, yeah, especially just it's been quite calm the last couple of weeks. Why are you trying?
I don't know how the ball got through to him at the back post. It's like
of James Rodriguez. Come on, the Toffees. That's what you do now. Come on. Let's go.
For the purpose of this show, an Everton goal now, and we're feeding families, aren't we, for the next half an hour on talkSPORT goals? And they got a corner. Come on. Just a corner for Everton. Back post. Oh, it's headed away. Abby, I'm neutral.
Tottenham
what I
have
have
been
to
very good
do.
defensively.
Could have fooled me, Sam.
Abby, I have to bring excitement to the show. As a host, that's a big goal. I can't sit here in silence, can I? Imagine I sat here in silence as a host of talkSPORT goals.
Didn't seem very neutral to me.
Well, we'll say that is he's almost supposed to fill the dead space. That's good radio. So
we're not actually doing radio.
Not radio show.
Yeah, and it's
No,
it's good to know you know what you're on, pal. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
YouTube.
I'm on talkSPORT radio, lads.
you're a
No, you're not, pal.
listen, I'm not.
Yeah, you think the
broadcaster.
broadcaster?
Look, listen,
Yeah.
listen. All I'm saying is,
Just don't touch Abby's hair.
Yeah, I told you. I'll throw you off the top floor. I don't care.
And by the way, we're high up here in the News UK building, by
You'd
the way.
like to get a crane to use me. Let's be very, very honest.
I'm
about
sure.
that situation.
Hey,
That's why Jamie got me. Abby won't be able to shift me.
I'm heavy. I can lift heavy. So.
but Lee, you're right, by the way. I think one of those, with that West Ham goal, when it's in the 6-yard box like that, the keeper's got to come and just punch.
I don't know how it gets to him, but it's a great header. He kept his eye on it all the way through and got there in the end. So, yeah, huge goal for West Ham. Probably going to be too little, too late.
Possibly.
But,
Possibly.
Look, I mean, if the nervousness from the fans who are all on the phones is passing through to the pitch, the fans should be just getting behind the team the way they have done for most of this game at Tottenham's ground. But
I'm sure they are. At the moment, Spurs are still fine. Even if it went to a draw, they're still fine.
Have Everton had any chances second half?
No, not really. There hasn't. There hasn't been much either end. I think we're about to bring on Colin Moani, unfortunately.
Okay.
So,
Would you rather him or Liam Delap?
Or
Neither.
Can neither be an answer to that question, yeah.
Neither.
Yeah, I think that would be
I've already
right.
got my own version of Liam Delap in Richarlison. I don't need
There's
another.
no one like Liam Delap. He's like the Iron Giant when things always go wrong.
There's no one like Colin Moani, I can tell you that.
Well, you can argue later who's got the worst centre forwards. Everton made a couple of changes. Harrison Armstrong came on for O'Brien, and Tyreek George has replaced Roll. So that's 2 changes for Everton. Again, that game also, interestingly, is behind West Ham. So the West Ham game is going to finish before Spurs-Everton by about 6 or 7 minutes. So possibly that could add to the tension and the drama. So it's West Ham 1, Leeds 0, Spurs 1, Everton 0. Villa are leading Man City by 2 goals to 1. Brentford have got a corner at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. A goal for Brentford would take them into a European spot at the expense of Brighton. And a corner comes in, they get the header to it. It goes over. Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, and Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. Lee.
Couple of changes for Leeds United. Willie Gnonto on for Calvert-Lewin, who's played his last Premier League football of the season, and James has come on for Beale as well. So Leeds going for it. Brought on 2 strikers, not looking to do anything other than have a go at this, and here they come forward now against West Ham, who finally got the goal. Like, as we said all along, all they can do is win the game.
Yeah, it's one of the, literally, it's absolutely bang on the money. They can only take care of their own business. But imagine here we go. And well, it was 72 minutes, and Mo Salah is applauding everybody at Anfield. Some would say, I don't know, maybe top 3, maybe top 5 greatest players in Premier League history. A man that arrived at Liverpool for 30-odd million pounds from Roma, having not done particularly well at Chelsea a few years earlier. A decade or so later, he leaves one of the greatest players this country has ever seen. A true legend. He's won absolutely everything. There are a couple of players in Liverpool's history who have scored more goals than him. This season, clearly not been at his best. Not the season he would have wanted. But we are witnessing and we are watching one of the best players we've seen ever play in this country, in the Premier League, leaving Anfield. The cop, everybody inside Anfield applauding. He's being serenaded by his teammates. Some fans in the... inside the stadium with tears in their eyes. And yeah, I can't quite believe this day is coming. Ian Rush there applauding Mo Salah. Mo Salah kisses the ground, and my goodness me, he's made Anfield his home over the last 10 years. As I said, winning every single trophy at the football club. Not the way he would have wanted to end. There's a handshake with Arne Slot, and he goes off. And I'm sure maybe at the end of the game he'll get an opportunity to get a microphone and maybe say a few words. Guys, I mean, Louis, Abby, Mo Salah. What? I mean, I think Quaker said on this show before, he thinks Salah could be the greatest player that we've seen in the Premier League history. Yeah,
I think he's definitely in that conversation, that argument. When you think about, like you just said, he didn't have a great time at Chelsea, coming to Liverpool.
I'll admit, I was a bit like, we're signing who?
Yeah, it was... I think he's just been unbelievable. He kind of like epitomises everything that Liverpool were under Jurgen Klopp. Oh. That front three with him and Mane and Firmino, unbelievable. He raised the bar, I think, for Liverpool as well. Like, if you think about life kind of before him, and just he was everything that Klopp could have asked for in a forward player, really. And I think that it's a shame in which that he's going out in a season like this. It would have been even nicer story if he could have gone out the way he did last year, winning the league and having the season he did have. But I don't think it really takes anything. He's such a Liverpool legend. He's a Premier League legend. I should probably lock back into my game. See you in a bit.
Can I just confirm, Louis, you're going to give Mo Salah better than a 7 out of 10, ideally?
Yeah, you gave Bernardo Silva a 7 out of 10.
No, he didn't get a guard of honour, to be fair.
Well, he's reliable, do you know what I mean?
Hey, Brentford are thinking... Sorry, Mo.
Ben Davies is reliable.
We've got a goal to get into the Conference League here. They're thinking we're giving no guard of honours. You guys a fan of guard of honours mid-game?
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, Lee just said to me he didn't get guard of honour, but I said Brentford have got something to play for, haven't they?
Yeah, there is that. But, I mean, so have Aston Villa, but I guess they've just, won a trophy.
They've got nothing to play for.
Yeah, we're just fishing high on the table. It's about pride.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we have got 15 minutes to go then in our 4 o'clock games in the Premier League. Here are the scores as they stand at the moment. We'll start down at the bottom of the table. Both Spurs and West Ham are winning. So West Ham are taking care of themselves, taking care of their own business. West Ham have lost each of their last 3 Premier League games, last losing 4 in a row in December 2022. The bad news for them is the Tottenham Hotspur are winning. Everton have led at some point in each of the last 3 Premier League games, failing to win any of them. They will need to lead today and win this game to keep West Ham up. Sunderland still leading Chelsea by 2 goals to 1. Bournemouth have equalised away at Forest. Villa leading City 2-1. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. Fulham still leading Newcastle by a goal to 0. Issa Diop scoring early on. The Premier League champions, Arsenal were 2 up away at Palace. Burnley 1, Wolves 1. And it's Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. So again, at the bottom, we're Tottenham 2 points clear of West Ham United. And again, in those European places, Villa 4th, Liverpool 5th. So that means that 6th and 7th are going to get Europa League. At the moment, that's Bournemouth and Sunderland. And 8th place is Brighton. Abby, what happened to Tottenham?
I don't actually know who that was. I could probably tell again. Just Spurs moving forward with the ball. Richarlison's in a good position. And again, just like doesn't even have a shot, just like tries to walk it into the ball. Walk it into the net. Like Richarlison's there are other options for you, or just take the shot.
We have another Standing
Oh, we have
ovation.
another standing.
Even Erling Haaland got up for this one.
This time it's John Stones. I mean, like, do Villa now have to give John Stones a guard of
Yeah.
honour?
He is General John Stones.
Yeah.
So, he absolutely should be getting
You can't give one. I don't know that.
There's Ruben Diaz.
I was gonna
Oh, they are doing a guard of honour.
Yeah, another guard of honour for John Stones. I mean, one of the more unfortunate, I say unfortunate in the sense of...
It's mad that they're giving guards.
Do you reckon they've obviously had a chat before and said we would like to do that?
Okay,
Would you mind?
of course, yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah. I think because Villa are playing for nothing,
Yeah.
I then think it's okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Isn't it?
You think it's absolutely no? I didn't want to say
I
that.
quite-
so I wouldn't be
I like-
insensitive.
I like it.
Do you? You think it's fine?
I like it. If it's
Yeah.
all sorted out, yeah.
Right.
Maybe
Tottenham
a big-
players getting a guard of honour. Oh, no, they're not.
Lee, that is bang out of order. Lee Phelps having shades at the Abbey Summers.
I just looked round and they were like clapping each other, and but it was a substitution.
Can Bruno Fernandes get another assist here? No, we can't. That's surprisingly really bad. But Abby, would you like to respond to Lee's trying to sledge you there?
You can throw him out the window.
Just wondered how Grimsby did.
They're not. Hey, Abby, they're not in the League Two playoff final tomorrow. I
We're
can
still
tell you
in
that.
League Two. That's right.
Yeah.
You won't be in League One.
Another season of League.
You're still going to be 3 divisions away from Spurs, where you could have possibly been 1.
Yeah.
Depending on how things went.
Have you beaten Manchester United more this year than Spurs have? That's the question.
Yeah.
Are you right, Louis?
No.
Yeah.
It's called copium.
It's one of those days today where there must be a lot of time added on for these substitutions because Bournemouth
And they're doing. They're having breaks, aren't they? In the half because of the weather today.
Bournemouth gave I think Evan Nielsen, Krupi and Rayan all went off at the same time together. So that took 5 minutes to get them guys off. I think they've probably contributed 24, 25 goals, those 3 players.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rayan came into the side after Semenyo left, but Evan Nielsen and Krupi, I mean, you wonder if they hang on to those players at the end of the season.
It's so brutal, isn't it? It's so hard though. They're like
Everyone will be after Krupi, won't
Krupi's just been.
Everyone will be after him, surely. I mean, Evan Nielsen, brilliant as well.
Demand a lot of money. Someone's going to go and pay for it. Fair.
How are you coping with the heat, everyone? By the way, is everyone like enjoying it?
Loving it.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it as well.
I'm tapping into the genetics, mate. I'm all right. Using like Italianness.
Yeah, you're well aversed.
I can't wait to go and sit in the pub.
Public transport's a little...
You won't round here,
tricky.
Andy.
Oh yeah, no, that was a bit of a tough one.
What was?
The train, public transport
Yeah.
in general, just a bit like
And also we're having this conversation because it's drinks breaks and all the games, all right? Calm down, everyone. I just don't like it when it gets like 9:30 and I'm watching TV and it's daylight outside. and
Oh, I
really
love
hot.
that.
No, I don't. That's the one time where, like, if you can get dark at 8 o'clock, then that's perfect.
That's like when summer's here.
No, but it's the worst. But it was
So
when it's hot and
nice.
it's just still sticky air.
It's humid.
Oh,
yeah.
I
It's just
love
like
it.
it's just like walking to a brick wall of heat.
Oh, I love it like this. I walk outside and I'm like, wow, it's so hot. So
I
nice.
walk outside and it's real hot. Great insight there.
I actually say it to myself when I walk outside. I go,
Do
wow,
you?
it's hot. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Dreamed of days like
Okay,
this.
maybe we can do it together later. We can walk outside
And we can go, wow,
it's
it's so hot. Yeah. It's lovely.
We've got around 12 or 13 minutes to go then in all of our games. Brentford with a free kick, Lee. And again, this is important, but Brentford, if they win at Anfield, they will get European football. That is not a good free kick from Matthias Jensen. Whipping a free kick, and it goes over the
Just got a
bar.
feeling. I just think there's
An
something.
Everton goal here, surely.
I've just got a feeling.
An Everton goal, and we're in for like talkSPORT goals Premier League season is going to end with like the drama we needed and wanted, right?
No, I don't think it needs it. I think I've given you more than enough. You've had a lot of change out of me this
I'm
season.
not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me, really. I kind of want the excitement. and drama.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
quite like the clips, to be honest. So
You can watch them back. I've had headless all season.
Oh, don't. My ears are still ringing from the last 9 months like that, aren't they? Oh. Yeah.
Maybe I'll be calm next season.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you surely can't come 17th again, can you? Oh, West Ham are in. Jared Bowen in
Jared.
down the right-hand side. He's got lots of space. Yes! Jared Bowen. He gets played through down the right-hand
go.
side.
You know they're still going down.
doesn't matter. They listen. It's fine.
Straightforward.
Just to remind you,
they're doing it.
but they're still currently going
They're
down.
taking care of business.
And even if we draw,
taking care of
even if we
business.
draw, they're still going down.
They're taking care of business. It's all good. Come on. Let's
It's
go,
a
West
really,
Ham.
really nice finish, by the way. Jared Bowen's been in really good form, assisting 8 of West Ham's last 12 Premier League goals. Today, though, he gets the goal, played through down the right-hand side on his right foot. I thought it was going away from goal. His right-footed finish goes across the goalkeeper, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. Leeds are claiming for a foul. Oh, by the way, really good ball there. Defence splitting pass from Mateus Fernandes, who I think's been really, really impressive this season for West Ham. Lovely finish, plays through Jarrod Bowen. He keeps his composure and he goes across the goalkeeper. Is that shot there from distance for Tottenham Hotspur? And it goes over. And again, also in that West Ham game, they're 5 minutes clear of the Tottenham Everton game. Louis, that's a really nice finish, isn't it, from Jarrod Bowen?
A great finish. It just proves the quality this West Ham side does have. I mean, if they do go down, I can't see Jarrod Bowen sticking around.
Where would he be? What level can you get to?
I don't know. He strikes me as like a Newcastle, maybe. I could see him playing there.
There were a few, as we mentioned, we've been surrounded by Arsenal fans today, and they were talking about having they'd like to see him. They'd rather bring him on rather than Madueke.
I mean, yeah, I've experienced that feeling.
It's a fair point, isn't it?
I want that as well.
But would Bowen go there? Would Bowen go there and just sit on the bench? I can't see him going to Arsenal, by the way, but I'm just saying it was an interesting point they were making. So now Arsenal are thinking about buying quality players like Bowen just to sit on their bench.
That's kind of where they're at in terms of another goal at Craven Cottage. Is it going to be Marco Silva's last game at Fulham? Maybe not. Yeah, possibly. Fulham are 2 up now at home to Newcastle. And here we go. Andy Robertson as well is now getting his
guard of honour.
I don't think he's going to get guard of honour, but he is saluting the cop and really everything. Oh, that's nice as well. Jordan Henderson is on his feet applauding, and everything I say about Mo Salah 5 minutes ago, I echo the thoughts of Andy Robertson 100%. Obviously a different type of player, but we signed Andy Robertson from Hull for £6 million. The first 6 months, he barely kicked the ball. We had Alberto Moreno, who was our left back, and we were all sort of wondering why on earth did we sign this guy from Hull? And again, 10 years later, one of the best left backs in the Premier League. He's been nothing short of an absolute warrior, an absolute leader, an absolute legend of Liverpool Football Club. And I do not use the word legend lightly. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. Andy Robertson is off. Fulham 2, Newcastle 0. Tom Kenny with the goal for Fulham. Newcastle's away form this season is pathetic. They've won just 2 of their last 9 Premier League away games now in 2026. We have a couple of substitutions for Chelsea, and when you need a goal and you're bringing on Liam Delap,
the striker.
I don't know. I feel like there's a good player in there.
I agree.
I'm not being rude, but he's just not working for him this season, is it?
We don't play to a strength. So look at the sort of player that you had at Ipswich. I know Ipswich and Chelsea are 2 very different places, right? But realistically, he ran in behind at Ipswich. He had space. He was physical, but they made the most out of it. We constantly hold on to the ball and then expect him to be someone who's going to link up play and not make the most out of his assets. And it's just, I mean, it's just not worked out for him. A lot of injuries, a massive loss of confidence. He needs a move. I mean, I could see him going to an Everton and doing quite well.
It's like he needed that kind of club, didn't he, after Ipswich? Don't just immediately make that jump up to one of the big 6 clubs. You know, because he could go 3-4 games without a goal at Everton, and there's not as much media pressure on him. He's not getting as much, stick on social media and stuff. I just wonder if players and their agents and their camps to look after these young boys for the better of their career just need a move somewhere in the middle. Right?
I would have said the same for Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I thought that was mental when he went to Chelsea.
I look, he's flourishing Everton now, isn't he?
Crazy.
Talking of Everton, they don't look like they're going to get close to even having a shot, let alone score 2 goals.
Can you not jinx it, please?
No,
I'm just observing while I'm watching.
I think Tottenham have defended really well today as well.
Can we not jinx that either? Can we all just be quiet, please? Just don't talk about Tottenham.
That's not good broadcast.
Let's talk about the other 9 games. Let's not talk about Tottenham.
The broadcaster is telling us how to do this.
Yeah, it does say Louis Beneventi, broadcaster, next to his name on our piece of paper.
And when you're saying we can't talk about it, we've got to.
You don't talk about Spurs, just talk about the other games.
Yeah, not really how this kind of works out.
I'm kind of watching this now. I haven't been watching the Spurs-Everton game.
I hate this.
You guys have been focusing on it, but now I've got my eyes on it. Tottenham are playing all right, though. I know you don't want me to jinx it, but Tottenham are playing pretty well.
They are.
But they've got to try and contain this game.
Tottenham cannot not win this game, can they, Lee?
Surely
it's
not.
impossible.
It's impossible.
It can't happen. Right? I say it's impossible that Everton scored 2 goals here. Like it's genuinely impossible. It'd be one of the most surprising things in Premier League history.
You don't
think?
No.
Look at the way they're playing, Abby.
No.
I mean, they're all over the place.
Everton are 40-1 to win this game now.
Oh, well, there you go, Abby. 40. You might as well go home. Well done. You're staying up. Congratulations.
No, it's not done yet.
Yeah. No.
She can't go the trophy lift as well. Remember?
Oh yeah, you are doing the trophy lift live for us, which I think because you've been such an important part of this show, I think it's right that you do the moment that Arsenal lift their first Premier League trophy in 22 years.
Thoughts on that, Abby?
Abby's already had to suffer
how was your week been?
Lots of Arsenal fans at work.
I had a terrible week.
The video.
I was there when they won the league. I left work halfway through the Chelsea Spurs game to make sure I could actually escape and get home. I then came here Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was then at work on Thursday.
Right.
I've had Arsenal fans everywhere. I've congratulated them.
Sure,
I've done my part.
Yeah, the best team on the Premier League this season, right? This season they have been the best. They've been the most consistent team, haven't they? You can't argue with that, can you, Abby?
Yeah.
No, is that fair?
Madison's about to come on, I think, as well.
See what Craigie was talking about the other week.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, could be a penalty. He's given a dive.
He would never give that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, who's that? Is that Colin Moani, Abby? I think it's
that
is
was,
it
yeah.
Sarr? I think it's Sarr that
Sarr.
comes in the box on the right hand side. He drags the ball from his right foot onto his left foot,
And he
and he
gonna
just
check it?
he-
No?
yeah, of course they'll check it. Someone in VAR will have a look at this, but he's given Michael Oliver it is, who's given a yellow
Come on,
card
let's take something after.
for a it's an outrageous dive. One of the worst dives you'll see. I mean, that's embarrassing, young man. Yeah, I mean, he had the temerity to then moan at the referee.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, genuinely, that wasn't even like close to there being any contact.
No.
That might be my head's gone moment of the season.
In
Great
fairness,
use of
not
the
only
word
is he-
temerity as well.
I've
Sensational use of the word
used some
temerity.
good words
That'll
today.
leave me hanging.
Temerity, velocity. I'm going
when
alright.
did you use velocity?
I did earlier, I promise you.
In what
Or
respect?
venom, I said. Well, a V word I said earlier.
They're two different
I'm not
ones.
sure which one it was. Venom or velocity. I did say a V word earlier, which sounded really, really good, I thought.
I thought played with Vim. Is Vim the word? Or is it
Vigor?
Vigor. That's good, yeah, vigor.
Vivaciousness.
Yeah, all right, don't take the mick now, mate. Let's just steady on. Chelsea got a free kick then at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. Let me just keep you up. I didn't know what that means, Jamie.
What was the word?
Vivacity, was it?
Vivacity.
Yeah.
Vivacity.
Vivacity.
Yeah.
Like,
I think vivaciousness is actually
Vivacity.
That's what it.
Oh, vivacity is the word. Did you actually know that? Did you Google that?
is vivacious not a word?
He's a lot more intelligent than he makes on to me, by the way, Jamie.
No, it's just.
Like, he
yeah.
kind of does this like I'm a little bit clueless, like, I'm a pretty boy, like a pint. Deep down, he's intelligent.
He
young
is,
man who
he's
knows
very
exactly
clever.
what he's doing.
He is
He's
very
a
clever.
clever boy. Vivacity, all over that. So relegation battle then. West Ham are winning. They're doing their thing.
Good.
Spurs are leading Everton by 1-0. In terms of the race for European football, as things stand, Bournemouth, Sunderland, Europa League, Brighton, Conference League. That can change if Brentford score a winner at Anfield, or even if Chelsea score at Sunderland. As things stand, 6th, 7th, Bournemouth, Sunderland, Europa League. 8th place is Brighton, Conference League. They are losing. They're getting battered in their game at home to Man United. A goal for Brentford puts them above them into 8th place, and also a goal for Chelsea. How are Chelsea doing with 10 men, Louis?
I mean, it's been a fairly low-paced game since then. I think Chelsea have just not quite. Well, they're not getting into it as we were discussing.
10 minutes
earlier.
added on.
10 minutes. That's interesting. I think it's probably when the hoardings went down, wasn't it? I mean, look, I can't see Chelsea getting anything out of this because Liam Delap's up front and there you go. That's a great example of Liam Delap. Oh, hang on, he's actually held on.
I thought he was going to whip that top bin then.
Yeah, that would have been. I was kind of hoping that was going to
I
happen.
need another goal.
But yeah, look, Chelsea, there's just nothing in this. What's going to happen now is we're going to be on Garnacho to change the game, and that's going to, see Saddler score another one.
I'm upset at you, Lee, for giving Everton so much like hope and belief that they could go to Spurs today and win. I mean, they look cooked, don't they? They've looked cooked for the last 4 or 5 weeks, haven't they?
I didn't think so. I thought I thought they'd have a goal in them, and all you need is a goal in a game like this to kind of set the nerves racing amongst Tottenham fans. But Tottenham got the first goal, and they've looked all right. Tottenham, yeah, you're right. I get it. Given we're at 83 minutes, and it's probably about
Oh, by the way, Lee Phelps, I think you said it in jest earlier. We should put Gibbs, White, Palmer, and Foden treble on.
I didn't play it in jest at all.
I don't know if Phil Foden might have just strayed offside there. The goal stands at the moment. He takes that goal brilliantly. Oh, what a goal. That's from Foden. Gets the ball into his feet, opens up his body, turns, powerful shot off the crossbar and in. City 2, Villa 0. Foden, Palmer, Gibbs, White, all on the score sheet.
Yeah, that'd have been a decent. I didn't put look at the treble price, but it would have been decent.
Yeah, City 2, Aston Villa 2 then. They might just check. Oh, I thought it looked very, very tight whether Foden was offside or not. The goal was given on field. We're just waiting confirmation there as to whether that goal is going to be given. There's 6 minutes added on in the Brighton Man United game. Brighton 0, Manchester United.
Everton
3.
made 3 substitutions.
I've got
Anyone good, Lee, coming on? Alcaraz is one of them.
You know your favourite players.
Yep, Beto. I assume you're referring to there.
Beto and Barry.
How ironic would it be if Beto sent you down after all that?
Oh,
I've got quite a bad feeling. I can't lie.
Phil Foden's goal is not going to count, so it's a great job, Lee. We once again didn't put that bet on. It wouldn't have come in with it. Phil Foden just straying offside. It was a really, really nice goal, but it is not going to count, Lee. Back to you.
Yeah, better account for Barry, as you said. Coleman also on, and Alcaraz as well. Okay. So they've made a triple substitution.
Alcaraz, Coleman, and Barry, and Better.
Better on for Barrow, yeah. So Everton's last throw of the dice to try and get something out of this game at Tottenham. But look, for it to change the relegation picture at the moment, West Ham look like they're going to beat Leeds. Everton would need to score 2 goals.
I'd love to know what they just gave that for, but
I don't think Everton are capable of having 2 shots in this game.
I've got a really bad feeling. I don't know.
Are you not confident, Abby?
No, I just got a feeling. Because I just think if they get 1, then I feel...
I agree with you. If they get 1, then I think everything changes dramatically. But at the moment, long ball gets played forward into the box. The Spurs player's gone down. They're going to launch that long, and it's going to come back to Everton. They look short of quality really in these areas, Lee.
I mean, the thing is, if Everton were more of a passing team, then you might look and think, well, they'll put pressure on, because Tottenham will just sit in here, won't they? If Tottenham are so nervous that... Yeah, exactly. So, but Everton are also good at putting the pressure on. Look, we've got the ball here, but there's not a lot of...
This isn't good. This isn't good for us.
You need to get out, don't you?
Yeah, this is not good for us.
I also don't think Everton have quite got the quality to make this pay. This isn't like a kind of,
It's more about not making an individual mistake in this. I've seen it so many times.
Chance! Oh, Everton should score, Lee! For the first time this game, they just show a little bit of quality down the left-hand side. They play really, really nice one-touch football. It's Tyreek George that goes in the box down the left-hand side. And I don't know whether... He tries to play it across goal, and I think he's got to shoot. I agree with you. The keeper comes out to try and narrow down the angle, but I think he's got to just dink it over the keeper there, doesn't
That is awful. That's all the coach under Maresca. That's all Enzo Maresca's fault.
Yeah, that is harsh to blame Enzo Maresca for that.
I mean,
but yeah, and James Maddison's getting a little bit leery. Yeah, just keep your heads now, isn't it, Tottenham? Nothing silly here, right? Like, just see the game out. Because you're happy. If they get 1 Everton, then I'd be confident they get a second goal. Because it'll be carnage inside that stadium. But at the moment here, Spurs have got to just keep their heads. Nothing silly. That was the first time Everton have created a chance. It's still Spurs 1, Everton 0. 86 minutes gone in that game. It's 4 added on to the game at the London Stadium. So West Ham are 2 minutes away, Lee, from getting the 3 points that, they needed to give themselves a chance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And as Abby's nerves are probably being matched by the stadium at Tottenham, because Everton aren't doing an awful lot, but they're just pressuring and Tottenham are just sinking further back, giving away free kicks. Yellow card just handed out their corner. Jed Spence deflecting that one out for a corner.
Everton get a free kick, right? They send their big men up. They send the 30 yards out. Just launch the ball long to Tarkowski and King to get your head on it. They're trying to work it short, West Ham can have a third here. Oh, great save by the keeper there. Fair play. They have got a corner there, Everton. 3 minutes to go of normal time. Can Everton score a goal to give us a remarkably nervy final couple of minutes? It's headed away. It comes back out. Outside the box on the right-hand side, Everton still have the ball. They work it to Vitaly Mykolenko. Out wide now to James Garner. Whip that ball in the box. He does whip it in the box. Spurs, really good defensive header there.
Yeah,
I think that was Mickey van der Ven, who was big and strong and physical. Seamus Coleman's now got the ball right. This has kind of been the first kind of time in the game, Abby, that I've just seen Spurs kind of drop a little bit deeper on the edge of their box, and it's their first chance. I don't know if Kevin Danzo is hurt, but I think he needs to try and take a couple of minutes out of this game.
Try and break the play up a little
which is sensible. You've got to do it.
Just draw a foul out. Like, you need to stop the flow a little bit. You need to stop the flow.
Every time I watch Spurs, I just keep hearing Andy Brassel, who said to us, Abby, that he thinks that Spurs will get into the Champions League under 2 years under Zerbi.
Yeah, I know. It's a crazy shout. I hope he's right. Do you know what? I don't even care about being the champion.
No, I don't actually about that now with 30 seconds.
I don't care about that. All I care about is a bit of stability. I can only dream of finishing top half at this point.
I was going to say, you should focus on getting away from 17.
Oh, West Ham get a third. Fantastic strike from outside the area.
Just think this
what a goal this is when you see this one. All the frustration of the season is put into that. Have a look at this one. Just ball rolled over and absolutely smacks it in.
Callum Wilson with the goal. West Ham 3, Leeds 0. What's happened here at Spurs?
I don't know.
I think he's given
Is it a head injury?
I don't know what's happened in the box, but something.
Oh no, yeah, it's just he's made a mill of it, Danzo. Tarkowski's just sort of the left arm's come out, and the big man Danzo's gone down to take a couple of minutes out. Sorry, that was a lovely goal, wasn't it, Callum Wilson?
Yeah, brilliant goal. It doesn't mean an awful lot. But,
no, it's going to be absolutely
the goal that he did score and got ruled out. Obviously, we remembered for the fact that West Ham are in this situation. Another point might have made a huge difference to this relegation battle. But yeah, he scored a good one there to finish the season off. That's the full time as well.
West Ham have done what they can do now, so it's up to us.
So all eyes now are on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 1, Everton 0. 30. So remarkable, Abby, after all of the dreadful form you've had at home this season, that it looks like you are going to get those 3 points in that final day to hopefully get you over the line.
It's just not done yet, Sam. Like, it's just
Not done yet, of course. We'll talk everyone through the last 5 minutes of this game then. I don't know how much added time, Abby, do you reckon? I haven't seen too many stoppages, Abby.
Probably, 4 minutes?
Well, I mean, he was down for
Quite
4 minutes.
6.
Quite a few,
Yeah, but you ain't
quite
going to
a
get
few-
the full 4 minutes,
Quite
aren't
a
you?
few subs. I know, just end it.
Yeah, so confirmation, West Ham have beaten Leeds by 3-0. How much added time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? We played exactly 90 minutes there. We're waiting for the big number to come up. Everton don't just need 1 goal. They're going to need 2 goals. Other full times that are coming into us: Brighton 0, Manchester United 3, Spurs 1, Everton 0. Can Everton try and get a goal? 9 minutes added on at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Come on, you softies. Come on.
How about Abby? I don't know. I'm watching 10 games at a time here, so I can't possibly say whether that's right or wrong. We have got 9
minutes from? What?
Well, the drinks break. Danzo spent about 3 minutes.
Oh
down
my
there.
God, I can't do this for another 9 minutes. It's
you-
absolutely
you-
driving me
As
mad.
well. I mean, the game manager.
9 minutes. Oh, there's no way that we make this.
clashing out as well.
And now another Spurs player's gone down holding his face.
Yeah, but there's a head clash, both of them. I think the Everton player just got up a little bit quicker than him.
9 minutes.
Sunderland are 90 seconds away from victory, and again, Sunderland, as things stand, are in the Europa League. I mean, this is absolutely astonishing. Sunderland winning their game. They go above Brighton, they go above Brentford, they go above Chelsea. Sunderland are going to be they're probably the team that are going to gain the most from today. Started today 10th in the table. They're currently 7th in the table. Which would be a Europa League spot. Sunderland are minutes away from Europa League football next season, which would be nothing short of absolutely remarkable. They are beating Chelsea. Brighton lost to Man United. Brentford drawing away at Liverpool. We've got a minute left at the Stadium of Light. Absolutely astonishing, Louis, this would be for Sunderland.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, and credit to them, they've had a fantastic season. And Chelsea in this game, again, carbon copy of so many games this season, just completely lose their heads when they go down to 10. Silly mistakes, silly fouls being given away, and silly cards. And Chelsea just aren't going to get back into it. A big job for Xabi Alonso next year. Huge job. And it's whether or not he's going to get back to the market like he should be.
We haven't played any, by the way, of the 9 minutes added on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Well, they don't add on the correct amount, so this is not a bad thing for Spurs. We hope the player's okay, obviously, but yeah, 9 minutes added on at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. None of the 9 minutes has been played yet. Brighton fans, Lee, are checking their phones, aren't they? Because Brighton will be wanting and needing, won't they, a Chelsea goal, an equaliser. But it looks like it's not going to happen. We've played 100 minutes, Lee.
Listen, we give
I'd
them
be very
enough money.
surprised.
They're not getting anything else out of us until we probably sign one of their players in the summer.
Yeah, which one?
Sorry, I was just looking.
I don't want any of them.
I was looking at the director's box and I just can't stand them. Can't stand them. They make me sick. They actually make me sick seeing them sit there. All the Lewis family, Viv Lewis, her, the rest of them, Johan Lange, Viv Lewis.
Oh.
Just sitting there laughing and joking. Do you understand what you...
Oh, it's a long ball got flighted
Make
up
me
to
sick.
Michael. Sorry?
They make me sick.
A long ball flighted up to Michael Keane, who gets his head on it, and it's a looping header, and it goes over the bar. So let's see, by the way, Louis, they just got back underway 3 minutes into 9 of added time. They haven't played let's see if they go to 102 then, yeah?
I don't think they will somehow, but
No.
I'd like to hope they would, for the sake of the game, the beautiful game.
Yeah. What's happened to Palmer's bonnet, by the way?
Well, let me talk you through that, gents. So,
Our resident barber.
Oh, no. There's a time and a place for your barber story. I don't think it is right now. Spurs 1, Everton 0. We played with 9 minutes added on. We haven't played much of that time. Sunderland, we're still awaiting the full-time whistle at the Stadium of Light.
Picking this out of play every time as well. He's done that like 3-4 times, Kinski. Can we stop?
Why the Brighton fans celebrating? Abby, 10 stuff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
It's just ridiculous because obviously we're 1-0 up, and again, even if we drew, we're still fine. But it's just so Spursy for us to concede and the whole house caves in. So yeah.
Brighton fans celebrating, Abby. It maybe wasn't the outcome they would have wanted at the start of the day. They'd have had Brighton could have finished the day in 6th place in the table, which could have been Champions League football. But Brighton and Hove Albion will be playing in Europe once again next season. They are finishing 8th in the table. It will be Conference League football for them because it's just finished at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. So Brentford are finishing just outside the European places. Bournemouth 6, Sunderland 7, Europa League. Brighton 8th, Conference League. Louis, the story of Brighton, nothing short of remarkable. They continue to punch above their weight.
I mean, yeah, that helps that Chelsea just buy everyone from them and gives them lots of money.
Who are you going to buy this summer from them?
I don't know. It's going to be. Do you know what? I reckon we're going to sign that Van Hecker.
No.
Huh? Oh no, that's. I mean, look, Brighton have done really, really well. I don't like the CEO.
I don't like this.
But aside from that,
I don't like any of
fair play
this.
to them.
Sunderland have beaten Chelsea by 2-1 from League One to the Championship. From the Championship to the Premier League. How many people, I'm sorry Sunderland fans, I was one of them. I said all 3 teams going up and going down. Sunderland are going to be playing European football next season. Amazing, incredible scenes at the Stadium of Light. They started the day 10th in the table. It won't even be the Conference League. It will be Europa League football next season for Sunderland Football Club. They are 7th in the table. That's Europa League football! And Everton have a header that just goes over the bar. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. Alcaraz's header just goes wide. And for the first time this game, over the last 10 minutes, Abby, Everton just starting to apply a little bit of pressure.
It's really not ideal. It's really not ideal. Not ideal.
The full-time at Manchester City defeated 2-1 on Pep's final game as Manchester City manager, but he's on the pitch now doing all the thank yous with tears in his eyes again. Strange day today with lots of different players leaving from so many different clubs, but all the focus is now on one stadium, isn't it? 1-0 Tottenham. This will be enough to preserve Premier League football for them. And it'd be massive surprise.
Oh, come on!
To see if Everton get 2 goals here, even if they get 1, and Tottenham manage to.
I'll tell you what.
Great defending there by Palhinha, Abby.
I put Palhinha. He's actually one of the players this season I would say has been all right, and he's also only on loan. But at least he's got and had that fight in him, which could. There's a lot of players that can honestly not even hold their head up high at the end of today.
We will bring you full reactions Europa League picture in a second, but all eyes now on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Abby, we know it's been a tumultuous season. We know it's been a long season, but Tottenham Hotspur are a couple of minutes away from securing Premier League safety.
Yeah, they still haven't done it yet. They still haven't done it. I'm literally itching. Like it's stressing me out, which is, like I said, ridiculous because we are 1-0 up, and even if we drew, we're still fine. But we've just been through it. Like, we know what it's like to be a Spurs fan. You can't trust them. You can't trust anything about them. So until
I've just seen Jamie O'Hara, by the way, pacing in the control room. By the way, he's got. I saw him at half time. I've never seen Jamie speechless before in all of the years that I've worked with him. He looks an absolute nervous wreck. Jay, you okay?
He's not all right. I'm not okay either.
No. He's literally got his.
Tell him to come in.
Got his head in his hands. Jamie, do you want to come in and just watch the last couple of minutes for us? Louis, Jamie's going to jump on that mic if that's all right for the last couple of minutes.
Come on, boys!
Come on!
We're nearly there!
Can't deal with this.
Jay, how you feeling?
I'm a nervous wreck. I can't believe how bad we are.
You can't believe now how bad we are.
Oh, we're so bad. We don't deserve to be in the Premier League. Honestly, we're so bad.
I just don't want that.
I just can't deal with how bad we've been. Luckily, it looks like we're going to get it over the line. But Everton have been shocking.
They've been really poor, haven't they, Jay?
Oh, my God. I can't watch this team. I'm absolutely...
No.
No! Oh, what a save by the keeper!
Oh, my God. What a save!
Oh my God.
What a save!
Mate.
What a save!
Kingsley just pulled off a ridiculous save. It's George on the left-hand side, cuts it on his right foot. I thought it was going top bin.
Oh, what a
He's
save.
tipped it over the bar.
He's unbelievable, Kingsley. He's done unbelievable.
That looked like that was literally going top bin.
He has made 2 world-class saves.
Everton corner. Oh, headed away.
Deal with it.
Tottenham cannot get out here.
Come on.
It's been 10 minutes of constant Everton pressure.
For us as well.
Come on.
Ball comes out to the back post. Can Tyrone George get in across?
He's going to play to 10 minutes.
He's going to play, He's 100%.
The first 3 minutes, there wasn't a play. He should go to 102.
Just play 99, that's all we need.
No chance.
Deal with it.
Ball in.
Oh, Kwiatkowski heads over. He should do better. Jay, De Zerbi's been passionate on the sidelines, hasn't
mate,
he? He's been
brilliant.
unbelievable.
He's brilliant. He's
proper.
absolutely brilliant. He's a proper gaffer. Proper gaffer. He just needs to get rid of all the dead wood in this crap football club.
Including in the board.
It's the last time I ever want to see Richarlison in a Spurs shirt. I know that.
We have played 9 minutes of added on time. I reckon the ref.
I think we've done it.
I think you've done it, Jay.
I think we've done it. Oh, I want to celebrate, but it's embarrassing.
Don't celebrate.
No, I'm celebrating, but it's embarrassing.
They actually don't deserve us to celebrate.
It is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Ref, come on, it's 99.
Blow your
up,
whistle.
Mate. Come on, blow the whistle.
Blow
mate.
the
Come
whistle.
On. Come on. Come on, just blow up for us, ref. That'd do us. We've seen enough.
If I never see
Go on,
that
nick a
front,
foul.
if I never see that front three again.
Nick a foul. Just see it out, boys. I want to win. I want to put West Ham down. Like,
Just
level on points to them.
boot
It's
it.
embarrassing.
Just boot it.
Ref, come on. It's
Come
100
on.
minutes. We played 100 minutes, ref.
He's going to play for 102.
Come on.
Just to make the suffering even longer.
Killing us. He's so bad. Just see it out, ref. It's got to be over, right?
Surely, just come
It's
on.
got to be over. I want the win. I want the win.
I want a clean sheet.
I'm hating this. Arsenal winning the league and this not staying up.
Come on.
And Chelsea getting tonked again today.
Well, I haven't even looked at any other results.
Same.
Chelsea is still pony. Ball into the box. Oh, headed away.
Ref, we've played 101 minutes.
Blow the whistle.
We've played 101 minutes, Ref. How long do you want to play? How long do you want to play?
No, just
It's ridiculous.
blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Someone deal with it.
Not like that. Not like
We
that.
don't put the ball out. We never get it out of play. Ref, you've got to blow up. Don't foul.
There we go.
Yes! Come on! Come on, us! Come on! Come on! Get in there! We're in the Premier League, son! Come on! We've done it!
Well done, Jay.
We've done it! Get in! All you mugs that wanted us down!
What they have
All you
put us
mugs
through.
wanted us down!
What they have put us
We've done it! Come on!
Well done. Abs, well done. Jay, before you go, I know you're doing the phone show. Just tell us. I mean, relief, right? It looked like at one point, Jay, you weren't getting out of this. How much credit does deserve?
All
Because
of
he's
it.
come in, and I can see how emotional you are. But this could have been a disaster, couldn't it?
No, it could have been an absolute disaster. Tottenham can't be in the Championship, right? We cannot be in the Championship. It's been a disaster season. So much has gone wrong. Deadwood all over the park. We have got to just completely change everything. Get rid of the Deadwood. Get rid of all these players who have been absolutely garbage. We've got the man in charge, Roberto De Zerbi. He is a top manager. Roberto De Zerbi will do things at this football club. Just let him have the reins and let him get on. But he's got to get rid of Richarlison, Moani, all of them. Get rid of them. They're crap. They're absolutely crap. And we find a way to do it. And I have to say a massive thanks to Aston Villa for not turning up on that day and gifting us 3 points. Because that's the one that kept us up.
forever.
Come on, the Spurs!
Forever in debt.
Come on!
Jay, is there? I know the players have starting the place out for most of the season, but these lads here in the last 6 to 8 weeks, when they've needed to, they've also shown a little bit of fight, haven't they?
Yeah, some of them. Some of them.
Some.
Some of
The
them.
reason we've stayed up is because of De Zerbi, not because of them. I couldn't.
Right.
Honestly, could you care less if you ever saw any of them ever again?
No,
Spurs shirt?
I don't
Couldn't
care.
care less.
I would have a fire sale.
Get
Fire
rid.
sale.
Yeah.
The whole squad. Anyone who wants out, gone. Get
Go.
rid.
Yeah.
Don't want to see any of them.
But again, Jay, this comes from upstairs now.
Oh,
They've
he's got to
start
go as
making-
well. Joanne Lange, get rid of him.
What
The
about-
first thing they should do after the full-time whistle is
Announce
sack
it.
him.
Announce him.
Sack him.
Announce Vinay. Get rid of them. They should be first thing done tomorrow morning. Come on, son.
Jay,
We're in the
how many
Premier League.
receipts have you got to give?
Huh?
How many receipts have you got in the back pocket?
Oh,
Just-
I've got a few, mate. But you know what? It's embarrassing.
Yeah, you
right?
can't
It's
celebrate
embarrassing.
too much.
It's like,
Yeah,
you want to celebrate, but
It's relief, isn't it?
it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's actually embarrassing.
But Jay, honestly, it's like I know you haven't got to worry about it now. Mate, the phone in tonight with you and Cundy at 5:30.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you got Relly, we were saying yesterday in the office,
Yeah.
like could have broken numbers for
No,
talkSPORT
yeah.
record.
You know what?
I know you didn't
I
want
don't
that,
care
but-
about the numbers.
Same.
I did not care about. We've done enough numbers this year. All I just needed an easy afternoon, and now I can give it to Cundy and I can enjoy myself because we are up. We're staying up. I'm off.
Bye.
Jay, see you
Have
at
a good
5. See you at
show.
6:30.
6:30.
Abby. It wasn't pretty. You won't care, but my goodness me, Tottenham Hotspur will be in the Premier League next season.
I have never in my whole life been so happy to see the end of a season. Oh my God. I feel like I can actually breathe for the first time. That having +9, +10 minutes at the end was actual torture. Like the last 20 minutes actually was. I was actually itching, couldn't sit still. And any normal team who just didn't need to lose the game probably would have been far more confident and relaxed, being 1-0 up, could have drawn the game. But just knowing what Spurs are like, knowing what they have put us through this season is... It's an unthinkable thing for you. It's an unthinkable thing for you.
I think how Jamie described it kind of made sense, where it's like, you're absolutely buzzing, but you don't want to be too happy. You're almost embarrassed that you're in this position.
100%. I'm not going to be sitting there celebrating that we've stayed up. We should never be in this situation before.
No, but you have to do. You have to
do it. And like I said, the only person and the only thing I will celebrate is actually that we have someone like De Zerbi. So now that we know that we will be staying up, I trust him to be able to get the best out of whatever he's got. I look forward to seeing what he can do with this Tottenham side. Hopefully, we get rid of so many players. Like me and Jay just said, I couldn't care less who is still there. Honestly, I've got no affiliation to anyone, not one of those players. The ones that have been injured, like Kulusevski, Kudus, Maddison, I have affiliation and affection towards them. But in terms of the ones that I've watched week in, week out, I'm not interested. You can all go, not bothered. But it starts at the top. And I expect to see Monday morning, when they do their little sign, when they sack their managers, picture of the stadium, picture of the cockerel, I need to see tomorrow morning, corner flag, whatever it is, I need to see tomorrow morning that they have said they've parted ways with Vinay Venkatesham and Johan Lange. That has to be the first thing that happens.
Is that realistic, Abby?
Yeah, it is realistic.
You think? I think it can happen.
Well, if you were in any job and you had underperformed,
I agree with you.
And of course, they're not the sole reason. Enoch and Joe Lewis and Co and Daniel Levy, who still owns 33% of the football club, might I add, still have so much blood on their hands for what they've done. But the people that have been incompetent at their job, in those two in particular, sitting there and saying they didn't think there was anyone they could bring in, anybody in the footballing world that they could bring in to help this Tottenham team who had been decimated in attacking areas in particular up until January, and then it got worse. You couldn't bring anyone in. It's a disgrace they're still in a job, but I expect to see that, and that is what should happen to this football club. I hope more than anything that this is a wake-up call for that board. You have stayed up by the skin of your teeth. If you don't want to be in this situation again, because now it's a pattern. Last season was 17th, this season was 17th, and you are very lucky, very, very lucky, because it wasn't looking like we were staying up. The decisions you make have an impact. Bringing in Igor Tudor, not sacking Thomas Frank at the right time, or even, when you appointed Thomas Frank, even Ange to a point, and making it acceptable to lose 22 times. There is a pattern of play at Tottenham Hotspur which has always been inherently there. And it needs to change. And they need to start caring about what actually happens on this football pitch rather than just making money off of a concert and the Skywalk and sending out 10% off the club store. Who cares about that if your club is in the Championship, with all respect? So if they want to make profit, then actually have some glory on the pitch, because the 9th richest club in the world should never, ever, 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 ever be in the situation that we've been put in as fans this season, charging the season ticket prices that they do, charging what it is to even just go to the stadium and have a beer. So I, for one, I'm so happy to have a summer away from them. I need to just not look at them for a bit. It's really just not okay for what they've put us through this season. It's not okay.
I mean, Spurs have stayed up. That's all I'm going to say. That I'm just now looking at this, seeing us do really poorly, and just seeing the patterns emerging at Chelsea, which are similar to Spurs.
Yeah, we'll come on to you in a second. Lee, do you think the future's bright for Spurs under Roberto De Zerbi? Do you think he is the right head coach to sort of lead them forward now next season? If, Abby's speaking about things that need to happen off the pitch, but do you like De Zerbi as their gaffer?
Yeah, I like him as the manager, but like I said earlier on, I don't think it comes down to the manager or the players. I think you need a root and branch look into what's going on behind that, because look at all the managers that have been at that club and all the different players that have been at that club. It can't be about them. It's got to be about... We keep saying how well Bournemouth and Brighton are run, etc. I know there's a lack of expectation there generally, and there's a massive expectation on Tottenham and on Chelsea and on other clubs. But give De Zerbi the chance to go in there and do a job. But, I mean, again, though, he's going to have a load of new players, presumably. He's going to get rid of players.
Yeah,
so who knows? I mean, you look at Chelsea as well. Chelsea are top 10 in the Premier League on goal difference. They're only top 10 for goal difference. 11 points away from Tottenham, who've been this disastrous team.
Yeah.
Chelsea are 11 points above them, which I know sounds a lot, but it's not really, is it?
It's not. We have been awful since January. awful. As much as people will talk about Maresca and the ownership have decided to put the tug on his back for their failings over the past 18 months especially, talking about, well, he was obviously talking to City, he was talking to other clubs. Obviously, he was talking to other clubs because the guys that run the club don't have a clue what they're talking about. If a better opportunity comes up, which wouldn't be a problem under the previous ownership because Chelsea was well run, we wouldn't be looking at the situation. Chelsea right now are looking like a combination of Spurs over the past couple of years, Arsenal with the young gun squad which went to Manchester City or Manchester United or whoever, Leeds' financial mismanagement, all of it is all over the place. Chelsea are in serious trouble right now.
Go on, Lee.
No, I was just going to say it, and then there's West Ham, who are like, who've been relegated.
Well,
Where do they go?
They're in bad. That's a bad.
They're going to lose some key players.
The phone-in show for those watching on talkSPORT YouTube channel on your smart TVs is coming up at 6:30. It will be Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy in the studio, so of course they're going to start with the relegation battle. Let me just quickly dot the I's and cross the T's of what happened. Tottenham are staying up, beating Everton on the final day. The race for European football finishes with Aston Villa 4th, Liverpool 5th. So far, after me saying all that about Villa coming 5th, that doesn't even happen in the end because they finished 4th, which means it's just the top 5 in Champions League football. Bournemouth 6th, Sunderland 7th. That's Europa League football. Brighton have finished 8th. Louis, Sunderland a few years ago were playing in League One. Yeah. Sunderland came up to the Premier League last season. They're playing in Europe next season, and it's not just the Conference League. Sunderland are Europa League. And when you look at the Premier League table, Arsenal win the league for the first time in 22 years. Carrick's done amazing well at Manchester United. Emre getting that trophy at Aston Villa. Bournemouth have finished 6th. You've got teams like Brighton and Brentford are probably much higher than maybe people thought. Certainly Brentford under Keith Andrews. Sorry, Regis Lebris has taken them from the Championship to the Premier League, and he's then taking them into the Premier League and into Europe next season. I mean, I'm not being funny. That's one of the most remarkable, one of the most amazing seasons I've seen in a long, long time. A newly promoted team are in Europa League next season.
What surprised me is how quiet it's been. Everyone talks about the beginning of the season. Oh, he looks really good. He's doing well. They obviously slowed down a little bit, but then realistically, what the job he's done with some of these players as well. I mean, Luke O'Nien was at Wickham before he was at Sunderland. I think that's when Wickham were in League 2 as well. You know, he's come all the way through, and he's been such a massive part of that team. I mean, the quality of coaching.
And you remember during the season as well, they lost a load of players to the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, yes.
Remember that? And so there was like a month, or it's longer than that really, where they've lost their best players.
Yeah.
You know, and then they suddenly come back and they picked up again. They've had peaks and troughs in the season, but even when we thought they were done. They've just come back in, went away and won at Everton, and then the result today, really strong finish to the season.
Yeah, well, it was considered a write-off, wasn't it? When the African Cup of Nations came around, they went, right, that's it, they're done now. We're not going to see anything more from Sunderland. And then quietly, they've just continued the business. They've done what they need to do, and they've been superb. And, you know, today against Chelsea, I mean, you know, there's nothing I could say different about Chelsea over the past 3 or 4 months that I haven't said already, but I will tell you anyway later, I assume.
Well, a newly promoted Sunderland are getting Europa League football instead of Chelsea. I mean, that's a failure of a project, if you like, from a Chelsea point of view. Yeah. Lee, let me answer you this question. If I said to you right now, when you look at that Premier League table, what team has punched above their weight more than any other team? If we're looking now at what manager has done the best job pound for pound, it's got to be Regis Lebris and Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean,
seventh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Bournemouth have done unbelievably because of what we've all said. You know, the fact that they've lost players. You know, what's happened to them over this season has been brilliant. They lost Semenyo during the season, so again, and they finished higher than Sunderland. But at least they had that kind of, you know, they had some Premier League experience. I think you're right. I think Sunderland have been sensational, and like, you know, you look at the crowd there and fully deserved as well. You know, covered games up in Sunderland. The ground is brilliant. The fans are brilliant, and nothing. You know, it'd be great to see them go.
I know it's cliche, but they're proper supporters.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
proper
great.
stadium,
Fantastic.
loud, noisy, intense. All of the cliches, but it's so true.
No, absolutely, and it'd be brilliant to see them in Europe next season. All those teams who've made it into Europe, fantastic. Brighton, Sunderland, you know, Bournemouth, fantastic, and Brighton will be very keen to emulate what Crystal Palace, their big rivals, have done, and obviously Crystal Palace may well go on to win that final this week.
But also as well, like, you know, I mean, there's lots of players they brought in the summer that really obviously came in and made an impact. They got goals in that team, don't they? And Brobby and Isidore, and often teams that come out struggle for goals. But I know he maybe his form dipped towards the end of the season. He had an injury, didn't he? But I mean, the son of Granit Xhaka was a bit like, whoa, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka?
Siddiqui was fantastic all season. Obviously missed him when he went to Aston.
Keeper has only made a mistake today, but Roos as well. So,
how many do they keep again? That's the question, isn't it? Who comes in for them? Who comes in for some of these players and takes them away from Sunderland? And the other thing that's amazing about Sunderland is I'd be fascinated to know how they brought so many players in and got them to mould together so quickly at the start of the season. Because lots of teams struggle to do that. Nottingham Forest famously struggled to bring lots of players. They brought a load of players in, and they were straight into it. They did something up there that managed to get this kind of like bunch of players from all over the place. And they started straight away.
Yeah, it's incredible. And again, if you look at the three teams that have confirmed Europe today, Brighton, Sunderland and Bournemouth, what do all three of those teams have in common? Just good recruitment, strong recruitment, consistent recruitment, all the way through. I mean, Brighton and Bournemouth have been probably the two best examples of it in the Premier League for a long period of time now, where big players leave their football club. Bournemouth lost their whole back four last season, lost Semenyo in January, but it is good, shrewd recruitment.
And no expectation, or very little expectation. I know I keep going on about this, but it means so much, because everything that you achieve, the fans then appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go into next season expecting to win their European competition. They're going to go in there and think this is a good adventure. Sunderland aren't going to go into the Europa League next year thinking we're going to win this. They'll go into it thinking this is going to be brilliant. We get to travel to European cities to go and watch our team.
A couple of years ago, they're in League One, doing away days in League One.
But as soon as the expectation starts to outstrip what they're capable of, that's when the problems start.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think like there's going to be a little bit of realism around the football club. I'd be surprised.
When does it change? So when it starts to change,
they've got a few years to get to that point before it's like, if they have a tricky start next season, Regis Labrie is under pressure because they've lost a few. I've got some good news for everyone. Lee, are you excited for this? I've been reliably informed that we're allowing you around 90 seconds to 2 minutes to basically rant about Chelsea. Off you go.
Well,
10th in the Premier League table. You're in the top half on goal difference.
It's
Chelsea
embarrassing.
Football Club.
It's embarrassing. Chelsea as a club, right now, you talk about expectations, Lee. Chelsea has an expectation that a certain deliverable. And it's not just talking about the culture, and I'm not talking about fan entitlement. I'm talking about £1.9 billion spent. And you cannot beat teams which have good recruitment and are the plucky underdogs. 1.9 billion spent. An awful, awful record when it comes to red cards and yellow cards. Mentality in the toilet. Standards in the toilet. Chelsea, overall this season, have been awful. And Callum McFarlane should never have been in the dugout in the first place. He does have the coaching badges to do it. And that's down to Joe Shields and his kinetic sports connections and all these lads that love each other and look after each other. It's jobs for mates at Chelsea Football Club. That needs to change. Xabi Alonso comes in, and I hope he gets given the opportunity to make a difference and do what needs to be done. Because I tell you what, if he doesn't get the opportunity, and we're getting all the briefs about self-reflection, and we're going to go for this player, but we're going to sign someone bang average, and all this stuff, and garbage and guff that comes out of the PR spouts at Chelsea, and it comes out into the papers or it goes to whoever it is, it needs to stop. Chelsea, you need to shut up in the summer, go and get the job done. It is as simple as that. If you're going to go and sign a player, you're going to need to go and do it properly. If Xabi Alonso's come in and that is a statement of intent, follow it up with signings of serious players. I'm talking quality experience. I'm not talking about some 12-year-old from Brazil who's got great potential. I'm not talking about another market opportunity. Go and get somebody who's going to help him do his job and get even better. Because this season, it's been embarrassing. It's been embarrassing. It's probably been worse than the Potter season. And it's just overall just an absolute mess. They cannot say this project has been successful. They can't. They can't give themselves a pat on the back about Xabi Alonso because that's them admitting they were wrong. Go and find a deliverable. Go and get the job done. Change his tact and this absolute rubbish. And that's it. I've had enough of Chelsea this season. The season's done. I'm not even really that bothered about the World Cup. Just bring me Xabi Alonso, get the job done, and let's see what happens with Chelsea next season. And they need to back him properly in the market because that was embarrassing.
Well, there we go. I think talkSPORT Goals is done. See you next season. No, we've got a couple of minutes left. Then we are handing over to the Sports Bar boys on the full-time phone and show. Abby, maybe we'll leave the final 30 seconds to you then. Not the season we'd wanted, I'm sure, come the first day of the season. But hey, it wasn't pretty, but you got there.
I'm exhausted. I feel it like
So am I don't even support Spurs.
I just feel like this season it's been exhausting for all of us. Like, you've had a poor season, we've had a terrible season. you've only just got here, but yeah, you've had a bad
Grimsby got
season.
knocked out. Salford,
Grimsby, you know, your best moment was in August,
That's fine.
realistically,
I'll take
when you
that.
beat United.
Do you know what's mad? Is that Tottenham are the same price as Aston Villa to win the Premier League next season.
Well, you've got to give him the keys to the
Always
kingdom.
looking ahead, Lee, to next
Always
season.
looking
Always
ahead
trying to
and-
get an odds in there, isn't he? I know. I don't really understand that.
I'll miss you both over the summer. Well, we've got Champions League.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I just feel exhausted. I don't want to see them. I don't want to talk about them.
Well, let's stop talking
Yeah,
about it then.
let's just.
Abby, well done. You stayed up. Louis, top man as always. Great broadcasting from you today. Lee, it's been an absolute pleasure this season with you. TalkSport Goals is going to be back for one more show. Next weekend on Saturday, we are doing a Champions League final watch-along, so maybe we'll save our emotional goodbyes for next week, because it has
Guard
been
of honour for you next week.
Huh?
Guard of honour for you next week.
Yeah, God, I want to. Hopefully not for you. Hopefully you're coming back the season after. Next season then, Brighton Conference League, Sunderland Bournemouth Europa League, Tottenham Hotspur are staying up. They will be in the Premier League next season. West Ham being relegated. Thanks so much for watching TalkSport Goals throughout the season for our Premier League coverage. Back next season for the Champions League final. Up next though on TalkSport's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs, O'Hara, Cundy, The Phone In Show, 03717 223344. Let's go and get a drink. We're going to have to try and avoid the Arsenal fans. Good luck doing that. They're literally around the corner at Selhurst Park. See you next weekend.
Thomas Tuchel, when it comes to naming these squads, he always gives us a headline, doesn't he? Do you remember when we were broadcasting from Ascot and he left out Jude Bellingham? Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been omitted, so there is always a talking point. But I think if we'd sat down yesterday, before obviously we started getting all the news yesterday afternoon, and put our 26-man squad down, there's probably, 4 names in there that maybe we wouldn't have expected?
3 or 4, maybe, yeah.
None of us would have had Ivan Toney. I mean,
Not
Ivan
one
Toney wouldn't have had himself by the sound of things.
The fact he's at the embassy this morning tells you everything.
Yeah. As far as the back four is concerned, I think it will be James, Konsa, Gay and O'Reilly to start the first game of the tournament. I think we're pretty solid on that. So therefore, you can afford to take a couple of wild cards, a couple of slightly different players that fill gaps later on in the tournament. John Stones, we mentioned the lack of minutes. You know, we can't expect him to play 10 games or 8 games in 4.5 weeks. It's not viable bearing the amount of minutes that he's got under his belt. But class is permanent, and Thomas Tuchel likes to have him around. If you remember last year when we were in Girona, he wasn't fit, but he brought him into the camp even though he wasn't part of the squad because he wants him around. Why is that? Just explain to us what it is about him